the other one, the Holy Grail memorized. Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. How the heck are you? Yay, I am the Lavender Lady, Diana Clarion. This is the open chat and all kinds of fun. Hopefully, the audio is good. Please let me know. And with me, we have the one, the only, the brilliant, the beautiful. We have Kate Farr, Bionic Dance. Hi, honey. How you doing?
Hello. Well, I've got an open bag of Funyuns in front of me, and literally slightly less, like 3 minutes less than 24 hours to go before Cyberpunk 2077 is released, and I'm so fucking psyched.
Alrighty then. Somebody else is counting down.
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of which, I should pull up the stupid chat, shouldn't I? Just so I can see all of these wonderful people saying stuff in the stupid chat.
Yeah, we've got a few. We've got a half a dozen already. Yay! And everybody's saying the audio's good. So something else is going to have to go wrong today. That's all. And behind behind the co-pilot's couch at the navigation station, we have the lovely Mom NATO, our chief engineer. Hi, honey. How are ya?
She might still be cooking. Remember?
Oh yeah, she is cooking. That's right. Oh well. Well, we'll just say hi later. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Oh, look at that. We've got Lone Wanderer's Bunker here today, and we've got Mage Grey Wolf, and we've got Amiga Nuts, and we've got Harmonica Man, and we have Shadow Kitty. God, I feel like Miss Barbara, and this is Romper Room.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a very long ass time.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's been well over half a century for me. Oh my! But yeah, Kate, you clued me in earlier, and I had seen the news,
Oh
and
yeah.
I had not thought to use it as a title or anything, which is to my discredit, I guess. But we lost one of the right stuff today. Mr. Chuck Yeager is no longer with us.
Fuck
The
you, 2020.
say again?
I said, fuck you, 2020.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. It's and to think that we've got 3 weeks to go yet. I mean, what else are they going to pack in?
Well, I'm sure something really horrible will go wrong on the 15th.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we can't have a 15th go by without crap happening.
Yeah, it's true. For those who don't know, the 15th is indeed my birthday. So, and it's been a long ass time, except for one blip where things actually went right when I didn't have a shit birthday. So I've been spending a lot of time just ignoring the fact that I have one.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's I kind of get where Jack Benny was always coming from, 39 and holding.
Sure.
But
You realize I have very little experience with Jack Benny, right?
right, right. Well, which is
All
why
right.
which is why I specificated the 39 and holding because that was his thing. It's what he always answered for how old he was. And
I
then,
see.
hey, look at his fake name. Hi, dear. How you doing? Yay.
Like,
Um,
I'm trying to remember what experience I ever had with Jack Benny in the first place.
hmm.
Well, I mean, because I remember vaguely my parents had some album of his that they made me listen to as a very small child, but I don't remember what it was. Did he ever do something with Flight of the Bumblebee? Was that him?
Might have. It
I don't know.
may. I'm wondering if it had something to do with Flight of the Bumblebee on violin, because Jack Benny was always making a joke about the violin.
Isn't that what they usually play it on?
Um, I don't know if that's the usual. I mean, I know about the orchestral version, I guess if you're going to play it, you might as well play it on a violin because I know of someone who played it on clarinet, but my gods, by the time it was over, the fingers were all in knots.
Well, I I'm pretty sure whatever experience it was that I had with Jack Benny was a record album, but I honestly could not tell you what it was. And I'm doing some searchings, and they're not making it easy.
Okay, I mean, we've got Capitol Records 1956, Jack Benny Fiddles with the Classics. Maybe you might have found it there.
Ah, back with dinner.
Hi!
Hi, hi.
Yay! There she is, the one, the only Mom NATO. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yay. Yeah, I made macaroni and cheese casserole with turkey.
Okay, fine. Never thought,
Oh,
never thought of
hmm.
that one. Never thought of trying that.
Well, um, it makes the turkey softer if you cook it in with the water.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, because most turkey gets dry when it's cooked for Thanksgiving. It's always dry, no matter what you try.
Oh, of course. Yes, unfortunately.
So, I took about a pound and a half of turkey breast and chopped it up fine, and then added it in, and then added in the cheese sauce.
Okay, then. I made a turkey pot pie a couple days ago.
Ooh, pot.
Mm-hmm. I
Mm.
wish.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't have the spare cash for it anyway, even if I knew where to
Mm.
get some. Oh
Yeah.
my.
Yeah, we're still
Right.
getting the maximum allotment of food stamps for December. So
Yeah, I
tomorrow's
got
going to
mine.
be food stamps. Yeah.
I was
Oh,
amazed that
it's
I
been a
got my.
while since I got mine, if you know what I mean.
Mm.
Sorry, go on.
I was amazed that I got the food stamps this early in the month. Because
Mm.
usually and I actually did increase that maximum allotment. It used to be 178 here,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's been 188 for the last few months.
Mm-hmm.
But it usually would arrive near the end of the month, say around the 20th.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Yeah.
actually got the big allotment just a couple of days ago. Uh,
Yep.
and I don't know if we're going to get any more this month because, usually came in two parcels.
Mm.
My $16 and then,
Mm-hmm.
the 190. Um,
Right.
and the other thing is, I don't know when that's going to dry up. I'm not looking forward to that.
Um, I think they're going to try and extend it because you're right now we haven't even started the height of cold and flu season.
Oh, right, right.
And the coronavirus, because of Thanksgiving, has surged.
Oh,
What's
yes.
coming up at the end of this month? Merry old Saint Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to surge again after that. So, I just think it's going to keep getting worse. And then you've got New Year's right after that when everybody goes out and parties.
Well, here in Southern California, we're back on like
Mm-hmm.
serious lockdown again. I
Yes.
actually posted a picture on Facebook of all the people waiting to get into the supermarket, just like they did in January and
Mm-hmm.
February and all that stuff. Mind you, the shelves aren't bare this time, but
Mm-hmm.
it was still like when I was walking to get all the food I'm going to need for the binge I'm going to do of Cyberpunk 2077. Like I was looking at the line to get into the supermarket, and I'm like, oh fuck, are they making us do this shit again?
Yep.
I mean, like I get it, we're on major lockdown because it's surging, but still, lines to get into the supermarket,
Oh, I
really?
know.
Come on.
We
Well,
still have food
well,
that we would normally be able to get that we still can't get anymore.
oops.
Uh huh.
Now
Say that
here,
again.
There are certain things like sauces that come from somewhere, I don't know where, ragu sauces that would normally be stocked in the store that we haven't been able to get since April.
Hmm.
wow.
Yeah,
Now
I have
That's
the. It's
weird. 'Cause
ridiculous.
I bought a big old honking thing of spaghetti sauce like just the other day.
Well, I use ragu cheese sauces and stuff. The double cheddar sauce. We haven't been able to get that since April in
Oh,
the
so
Wow.
we're not
grocery
just
store.
talking about marinara then. I
No.
thought okay, okay.
Yeah, now just
Um.
recently, I guess with this most recent uptick, we are facing empty meat racks here in Pittsburgh.
Mhm.
Because when I went shopping for food on the 3rd, okay, 5 days ago, um,
Mhm.
I had to scale back my animal flesh purchases because there just
Mhm.
wasn't that much to be had.
Well, the meat packing plants are going to have to close again. Think
Uh
about
huh.
it. It's ridiculous because, you know, again, if Trump had been smart and done the
You know what you
logical
just
thing,
said, don't you?
I know, and it's an oxymoron, I know, but if he had been smart
Oh,
and
you're
just,
half right.
yeah, moron, if he had just left the states closed a month or two more than he did, then this would all have been cleared out.
I think an even bigger factor, honestly, was the way he was not telling people to use masks. The way he was
Mhm.
telling people to not use masks
Oh,
was
Yes.
probably a much bigger factor, in my never humble
mhm.
opinion.
Rudy Giuliani has been hospitalized with COVID 19
Yeah.
as of
Yo,
yesterday.
what a schmuck.
Tornadoes in there going, ha ha!
I
Hi,
know.
honey.
They said hi. I sent you the link.
But
Yeah.
seriously, what a
So, I
schmuck.
mean,
Oh, boy,
hmm,
Shamoy, I don't
I mean, it's
know.
hard to feel sorry for Rudy Giuliani. It really
it
is.
is. Oh, it's very hard.
Now, this is interesting. I wonder what the connection is here. Mage Grey Wolf says, I seem to be having trouble finding any soda in a brown bottle. I wonder what that's about.
Mhm. Don't know.
You sure you're not just looking in the beer aisle and finding all the wrong stuff that's in a brown bottle?
There you go.
Oh, did you hear? Chuck Yeager passed away.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we covered that
Mhm.
right at the beginning of the show.
So
Yeah,
sad. I
another
was
one
AFK.
bites the dust, damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun. Sorry, I'll just be over here.
Another one
Uh,
bites the dust.
Another one rides the
Another one
bus.
rides the
No.
bus.
Yeah. Yes, he's ridden the bus up into the great unknown.
Yeah, let's see if anybody is going to break the unknown barrier, it's going to be Jaeger.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you drink enough of it, yeah. Oh, come on. How did you not see that coming?
Of course.
No, I mean, if I like, I don't speak German, but if I remember right, Jaeger means hunter, does it not?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, so then his name was Charles Hunter.
Something like
I
that.
find that interesting.
Yeah.
Except it's spelled differently.
Yeah, well, auf Deutsch it's spelled with a J instead of a
J
instead of a
instead of a
Y.
Y. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
and don't
could
they reverse the vowels too? Isn't it like A E or E A or something instead of A E or one or the other?
well, they've got a
Mm,
couple extra
I mean,
vowels.
well, I mean,
yeah.
because Chuck Yeager wasn't it just like Yeager?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Jaeger spelled
And isn't
Y-A-E.
Jaeger like it's in Jägermeister like Jaeger?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's one of
Yeah.
the alternate spellings of one of those extra vowels, the a
Mm-hmm.
umlaut.
Hmm.
Mm. Oh, this is good.
Because the
I'm
umlauted
hot.
letters, if you don't have a German typewriter, you can just spell a umlaut A-E, or o
Yeah.
umlaut is O-E, shit like that.
I've never really known how to add an umlaut with a keyboard. Like I can type a lot of interesting ASCII symbols using Alt and the keypad, but
Mm-hmm.
I've never figured out how to add an umlaut to something.
Neither have I. I have to remap my keyboard on the fly in order to do it. And
Mm.
I actually
happily,
have a utility that will make it so I can type in hiragana and kanji. I'm not sure how to make it do katakana though.
okay then.
Japanese alphabets.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, just making sure.
Yep. Nikongo.
Yeah. I had another lesson. Gosh, was it yesterday? I think, yeah, because today's Tuesday. My lessons are usually Mondays. It was pretty cool. We're starting to get into other grammar and
Mm.
stuff, and also locations. You know, like how to say so and so is over there, and they're behind the post office, and this, that, and the other thing. So, you know, mind you, I already knew most about past tense, but still, it's good to get a refresher because it has been
Yeah.
since the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Now,
think one of the things that stuck in my name in my head was watashi wa. My name is.
Well, or
okay
at least,
then.
no. Watashi is I. Name is namae. Now, if you said watashi wa, like, well, in my case,
Mhm.
keito desu, then yeah, I'm telling
Yeah.
people my name. But
Yeah.
you know, watashi itself is not necessarily
Well, no.
name.
Watashi wa Tina des would be my name is I am called Tina basically.
Mm.
Moo.
Yeah.
Okay, all I can tell you about that one is what I remember from the Iron Chef. What? How did that go? Watashi no kyoku natashika naraga or something like that.
Mm.
Watashi
Mm.
kyoku. I don't know that one, unless that's someone's name.
Itadakimasu.
And I know I murdered it. Okay, I just killed
Yes.
it. I know
Mm.
that.
Yeah.
But it
Itadakimasu.
Okay,
Haha.
killing is mean.
it opened every
Mm.
show and it translated to if memory serves me right.
Mm.
But
Okay, okay.
I found over here a list of alt codes for adding umlauts. Whether they
Ooh.
work or not, I don't know, but I did find some.
Ow,
Hmm.
ow, ow, ow.
I just like to do 0153 while holding Alt and only typing it on the keypad, folks. If you don't know that one, keypad only, not the numbers up at the top. Alt 0153 is the trademark symbol.
Okay,
And
then.
believe me, I have used that to good effect many times.
Hmm. Now I
Mm.
can do that. The keyboard mappings here have something called a compose key, and I could hold that compose key down and type TM and get the superscripted trademark thing. Does
Eh,
doesn't always work, but it works about 98% of the time.
okay,
Um, the YouTube chat is one of the few places it does not work.
I see.
But
Uh,
such is the life
oh,
here.
fuck.
Oh, something
I
I've what?
I just fucked something up so hard. All right, hold on. Fetch. Sorry, I'm animating while we're chatting because well, you know, need to. Making a lot of progress, by the way. But
Yay!
I fucked something up really bad, and I have to reload from my last save because wow.
Oops.
Mm.
Hopefully, not very much was lost.
Nah, not pretty much nothing at all.
Oh, good.
Little extra work on a walk cycle. Nothing I can't handle.
Righty, that sounds okay. Something I
It
just
is okay.
discovered. Hmm?
It is okay.
Yay! Something I just discovered earlier today. For those of you who know our very own Black Sofa, also known as Mike Silver, he wrote a book quite a while back, I guess, back before his deconversion. It's available on Amazon. It's called Locusts Will Eat Your Money. So if there
Promise?
are, say again?
Promise? I mean, I think that would be interesting to watch.
Yeah. I mean, if there are any Mike Silver fans out there, it's, let's see, you can read it online for £0, or you can buy it for your Kindle at 99 pence. New pence, that is.
Not
Um,
my.
right, right. No, we're getting rid of that. Definitely.
Hmm.
Well, for now, anyway. Um, oh my, oh my. We've had a couple things going back and forth um, concerning that sort of thing too. It's oh, by the way, this is fun. I found out earlier today too. There is somebody going out campaigning for Kelly Loeffler, none other than Sarah Palin.
Oh,
Oh
lovely.
God.
They really want to win this one,
So
don't they?
I was like trying so hard to forget her existence, but
Yeah,
Ugh.
I tell you, it's great.
Well, considering uh, Loeffler is one of the people supporting the fraud charges, and they're still not finding any evidence of fraud to present in court.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Oh my! I mean, the picture they've got of Palin, it looks like she's been through a pound and a half of coke.
let me see. Hold on.
hmm,
Oh God,
I don't know.
she's
I
so
think she just
hideously
looks like she's
ugly.
aged a smidge.
She's, yeah.
Because she looks extremely tired, extremely worn out to me. But
Hmm.
then again, it could simply be age. I don't know. I mean,
Or it could be a bad picture. I mean, I can't even tell. I've been watching Rising, the show that's on YouTube with Crystal Ball and that Sagar fellow whose last name I can't pronounce. And every time I pause that, I mean, every time I have to hit pause on YouTube, one of them is making a face that either looks like they've lost at least 100 IQ points or that they're about to drop a massive deuce or whatever. Like some people just don't photograph well,
jeez.
even if they look amazing on video. So it may just be that Sarah Palin, took a bad photo.
Could be, could be. Oh my! But it's. I did like the comparison. I do not remember that puppet character's name.
Uh, sh- she's from
That's something in it.
she's isn't she from Mr. Rogers?
No,
No,
is
no, no,
that
no, 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 no.
no? What's that Jeff guy? Jeff Dunham or whatever I think his name is, the puppet dude.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
the puppeteer's name I don't remember offhand.
Well, I mean, I've got imagery, but I might be thinking of a different character entirely because he's got this grouchy looking grandpa looking dude. Um,
Mm.
let me see here. I can da 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 present now a window. Oh, this fucker and go.
Oh.
Okay, now that
You
looks
see
like
that?
that's not
Mm.
quite right out of spitting image, but it's close.
This is why I may have confused whatever that puppet was with
Oh.
this. Because it's very similar in theme, if nothing else.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. I am seeing something over here. Madame Puppet, created by Wayland Flowers.
Mm. Okay.
Hmm.
Let's see here. What do we got?
Yeah, Wayland Flowers. What a strange name.
Okay, there we are.
Oh, no, that's horrible. While I was looking for that particular thing, I found this site. It appears to be Stan Winston's creations. He's pretty awesome. I love Stan Winston. But it's like some creepy old lady puppet with like its clothing off, and so you can see how like they put the saggy old lady tits on the puppet, and
Whoa.
it's creepy as fuck looking.
Oh, jeez. Okay, then. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah,
here, kids. Yeah,
it's
because,
it literally looks like a sock with another sock rolled up in it and hung from the
jeez.
clavicles. I'm not even kidding. That's what it looks like. I'm not sure if I should show it just because it might be like, ban or block or something worthy, but
Yeah, but
oh,
here's the one I was thinking of
mhm.
the puppet that they put next to Sarah Palin on that article there.
Yeah, that's her.
Been a long time.
Yeah.
Been a long time since I've seen that puppet.
Yup.
Well,
And there's an
it's just the one
actual
I'm talking about.
picture for who it's based on.
Oh,
Oh my
wait a
god!
minute. You're presenting and I'm presenting. Okay, let me get mine out of there. There you go. Oh my god.
Yeah. You see what I mean? Looks like a sock rolled up inside of another sock hung from the clavicles. Am I wrong?
Oh, for the love of Saint Kulik. I dearly love it. Okay, then.
I mean, I love
Oh,
Stan Winston, but that is some creepy as hell shit, dude.
wow.
No, I hope Stan Winston is still alive. If he's not, I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh, my mage says my
Fuck,
allergist
he
was
died in
named Dr.
2008.
Bloom.
Fuck. Uh, sorry, it's just Stan Winston has done or had. Well, yeah, he's done a bunch of creature effects primarily for movies, and so many of the movies I've watched. I mean, this dude he worked with Lucas and Spielberg and all the other folks, and he's just fucking awesome. Aliens, Terminator, Jurassic Park, Predator. This guy worked on everything.
Oh, my. All at once?
Yeah.
My, oh, my. That's got to be a lot of multitasking going on there.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can set me on fire
Wow.
if you want.
I'm looking at people who made speeches at his death, and one of them is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Whoa.
I mean, it makes sense because he was in Predator, and Stan Winston designed the Predator, so it makes sense.
I don't know. I'm just trying to picture, if you want to put it that way, Arnold Schwarzenegger delivering a eulogy. I just
Well, I'm sure he delivered a couple while he was governor.
okay because I don't know. It's just that I don't picture the eulogy with the chest muscles. I don't know, huh?
Mm. Well, have you seen him these days? He is definitely worse for wear.
I haven't seen him lately. No. Well, he's no kid. I'll give you that much.
Yeah, but I mean, hold on a sec. Copy image, page present now. A window, this bad boy, go.
I hate to say it, but he's beginning to resemble Tom Hanks.
Well, it looks to me like he's ever so slowly deflating.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, is that what he looks like with a beard now? He looks so creepy.
Whoops. Oh my. Yeah, it just doesn't look like something from this planet.
Yeah. Although in this picture, he kind of reminds me of like if Stewart from The Big Bang Theory got pumped and elderly, he'd probably look like this.
Okay.
You've probably never watched The Big Bang Theory, have you?
Yes, I have, but it was a long time ago.
Yeah. Okay, well, Stewart's the comic book store owner, if that helps.
Um. Let me think. I'm not placing it. I mean, the last time I saw Big Bang Theory was 2012.
Well, I just rewatched the series, so
Uh, yeah, my friend Deb introduced me to it, and it was nice. I liked it. You know.
there are some people who have taken an irrational dislike to it. They say that it's like a nerd minstrel show. Like they want to say it's nerd blackface. I'm sitting there going, dude, come on,
Hey,
really?
I can laugh
Like
at my,
there are so many TV shows out there that make fun of this, that, or the other thing. Like say for example, people's weight or their ages or any of this stuff, and you're gonna get bent out of shape because there's a TV show that actually not too terribly inaccurately portrays at least geek culture, if not scientist culture.
You're right. I mean, I can laugh at myself. There's no big problem with me as far as that shit goes.
Yeah, I can laugh at you too.
Okay, You
Come
do
on,
very
how did
often,
you not
yeah.
see that coming? Come on, that was just sitting there all pink and naked. I had to point at it.
Oh my, oh my, oh my.
I
And
mean, come on, how am I supposed to pass up an opportunity like that? You basically just handed me, well, I hesitate to say straight line, but still.
the platter was silver plated, if not solid silver, yeah.
So, but I mean, seriously.
Harmonica Man says I used to do a skit of Arnold playing the part of Jesus. The one I really
Nick,
like. Say again?
I just said, nah,
Yeah. The one I liked
I have to
was
laugh.
one of the times that Robin Williams was on The Tonight Show. He was doing impression after impression, and one of them was Schwarzenegger doing Hamlet.
Oh, jeez.
That it's out there on YouTube. It is for those who can tolerate Shakespeare. I found it pretty funny anyway. But
Uh-huh. Shakespeare's so irritating. I don't even know what it is exactly. I suppose it's I like my dialogue a little more natural, if that makes sense.
well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, it was natural at the time it was written, but that was what 400 years ago.
What
Um,
planet is that natural? No one spoke in like iambic pentameter back then.
oh my,
I,
well,
maybe we don't agree on what natural means in this context. I don't know. But when I say that I want my dialogue to sound more natural, I mean like a conversation two ordinary people might have.
okay. I mean, the natural I'm speaking of is it was written in early modern English.
Which is not what I mean. I mean that I want a certain amount of realistic verisimilitude. Like if I went and walked up to somebody and they'd never heard of Shakespeare before, did not know it was a quote, and I quoted Shakespeare at them, they'd give me a really weird look and ask me what I'm on. Right? I'm willing to bet if I went back to Shakespeare's time and tried to do the same thing, they'd still look at me funny, not because of the like specific words that I used that were very old Englishy, but just because when I put them together, they don't sound like ordinary speech.
Hmm.
You know, it's highly stylized,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
that's not how I like my narrative fiction.
yeah. I mean, I have to admit that when I would go to see Shakespeare on the stage, before I would go, I would actually read the play so I would know what was going on while it was going on. Because yeah, I mean, it's not that sort of thing that you immediately catch the meaning of, you know. 'Cause
What's the appeal? I don't get it. Sitting there watching something you're not understanding, where's the appeal?
once you do well, me anyway, once I did understand the language, the meaning behind it, um, was rather nice. I mean, some of the plays could be extremely bawdy, for one. A lot of blue references. If you want, if you
Sure.
want loaded language, try Romeo and Juliet. Really.
I'd rather go for like say Animaniacs and Groucho, to be honest.
Okay.
Well, I mean, because like you know the fingerprints joke, right?
I'm not sure I know
Okay,
it.
Yakko, Wacko, and Dot are trying to solve a crime like they're detectives. And so at one point, Yakko says, "Try to find Prince." And Dot comes in holding the artist formerly known as Prince. He goes, "Found him." And Yakko goes, "No, no, no, fingerprints." And Dot looks at the camera and goes, "I don't think so."
That one. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they got away with so much like X-rated shit on Animaniacs that was just tame enough that you know. I mean, come on, this is a kids show, and they're anyway. I'm just saying.
Well, I get the impression that Warner Brothers never really lost their touch for presenting things that appealed to the kids and to their parents. because the shorts that you would see in the theaters, the Bugs Bunny and all those Looney Tunes characters, those were for the adults at least as much as for the kids.
Well, the thing is, though, cartoons before the main feature is something that did not still exist when I started going to the movies.
Oh wow, that's gives you an idea how long it's been since I've been in a motion picture theater because I do remember cartoons before the feature.
No, that's very much not a thing. Also, I do not remember any movies that came out while I was still, like when I was of an age. The youngest I was able to watch movies still did not have any with like newsreels at the beginning or credits at the beginning or any of that stuff. I mean, maybe there was a time when you could show all the credits at the beginning of a movie, but not anymore. Those things last for like 5, 6 minutes total tops. And people will still watch them in case there's an Easter egg at the end. But like you can't put all the cast and crew at the beginning of the movie like you used to be able to back in the day.
Mm.
So, I mean, there's a lot of things about the movie going experience that I never experienced.
Mm-hmm. Now I do remember in the days of the cartoons before the feature, those that I saw in the theater, you didn't have the Warner Brothers stuff anymore. They weren't doing that, but you did have, for example, the Pink Panther cartoon. You did have that sort of thing going on. So it was in the process of changing. So
I only remember there being a Pink Panther cartoon at the beginning of the movie. I mean, in a movie theater, there was plenty of Pink Panther cartoony stuff on the TV, but
mm,
I honestly cannot recall seeing a movie that included a Pink Panther cartoon that wasn't the Pink Panther movie.
okay then. And I miss those. Well, I miss Peter Sellers, let's face it. But oh well, what are you gonna do?
I suppose I should give them another try. I'm pretty sure I was way the frick too young for them when I first watched them. Because I'm not sure my age was in the double digits yet when I first watched them.
Okay, okay, and yeah, the Pink Panther stuff that I remember anyway was very much in the mold of the Roadrunner Wile E Coyote, where my favorite part of those is that poor coyote, and that was the whole intent.
Well, okay, the impression I had gotten was more that it was like kind of a vaudeville slapstick thing. Well, I
Mm-hmm,
mean, because
mm-hmm,
he
mm-hmm.
was basically doing all that stuff to himself. Like there was no antagonist that was actually, like hitting him with dynamite or anvils or some shit. He was just a bit of a klutz
Yep, yep.
who was not really able to. I mean, it seemed like he was trying to save face a fair amount and couldn't manage it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, that's basically what I was after. It's maybe I'm not explaining it well enough or something. That's never happened before. Uh, and then from Shadow Kitty, back in the day was a different experience for us. Yes, it was, dear. Oh my! You recently had a birthday, didn't you? Um, so I know you're stratospheric as far as the number of revolutions around the sun go, as well as I. But what can I say?
Uh,
Excuse me, please. Oh my.
but yeah, I mean, I do remember there was this one theater in Burlington, Vermont, where like it was when they first started doing what basically amounted to the in-flight safety thing, where they tell you don't smoke, keep the aisles clear, blah 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 blah, all of that crapola.
Uh huh.
And um, my parents had come up with this bizarre dance that went along with it. Like they would sort of almost like a Rocky Horror kind of thing. They would just sort of do this weird little, like, when they would show the no smoking sign, they'd put their fingers up like it was a cigarette and sort of bounce it back and forth between their mouth and like full extension of the arm. And then like they say, please be quiet, and they would do the same thing with a finger to make it look like they're going shh and all of that. And there was this, it was just so silly, and I wish they would not do it because it was embarrassing the way parents embarrass their kids. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, of course.
Like one thing kids do not want, and if you're a parent, seriously, digest this. Kids do not want parents making spectacles of themselves in public.
Very true.
Oh my word! You are describing.
It seems for all the world like parents forget what it's like to be a child the instant they become parents.
Well, I don't know. In that particular case, the parents may be doing it intentionally.
Well, possibly. But
And
still, I mean, like I don't know, I'm just saying.
my ex used to give me all kinds of shit about that because I was the kid to her parent. I'd be the one being all silly in public, and she's, just at the restaurant, sinking down under the table. I'm not here. I don't know him. Shit like that.
Mm, well,
And by that
my
time, I'm
my
doing it intentionally.
well, my dad at one point he was trying to like we're crossing a street and someone let us go by at a stop sign or something, and my dad wanted to thank them, but they're in a car, we're on foot, and so he was going to thank them by waving.
Oh,
But
right,
the
right.
wave he gave was not so much thank you as it was, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in years. And I was like, what the frick are you doing? I don't know. It was one of those things, I guess. I don't know.
Oh my, oh my, oh my. Yeah, it's yeah, let me get this window closed here because I got a whole bunch of this stuff going on. I want to see. Yeah, I did send that down. Let me bring the gain back up. There we go. That might be a little bit better. Might have started fading out for you kids, and you're saying, why did she even turn the volume back up?
Mhm.
Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's not so much that I do anything to purposely embarrass anybody these days. It's just that I don't know. I just kind of like being silly.
Well, yeah. What's that? Hell, for all I know, it's a Shakespeare quote. Was it like a little madness now and then is relished by the wisest man or some shit like that?
I don't know if I know this one.
Hmm. I mean, maybe it's not madness. It might be something else, but it might be like frivolity or something. Uh, survey says a little nonsense now and then is relished by the wisest men. Now, I'm pretty sure I heard this first in Willy Wonka,
That's what I'm
but
seeing here.
but like I'm trying to. I don't know where it came from originally. Oh, well, I guess it's just from the author of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Roald Dahl. I hate to say I never noticed it, but apparently Roald Dahl was a little bit on the racist side.
Okay, okay. I'm
Well, because
not.
like we're all familiar with the Oompa Loompas and what they look like. They're little people with orange skin. Well, apparently, originally in the book, they looked a little more like they had been imported from Africa, just a smidge, like they were pygmies.
Oops.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is interesting. Um, According to this article from quoteinvestigator.com, the earliest strong match known to QI appeared in the newspaper The New York Mirror in 1823. The reviewer of a new melodrama called Undine or The Spirit of the Waters did not consider it a serious work, but he enjoyed it and recommended it. Emphasis added to excerpts by QI. In the excerpt, as a drama, it is not of the family of legitimates, but what then, who has not experienced the truth of that good old couplet that a little nonsense now and then is relished by the wisest men. So, okay, if this is it, it was known in 1823 anyway.
Hmm. Well,
You want to talk about strange ways of wording things? Yeah, I was stumbling over that one. So even in 1823, you're not writing exactly as you write in 2020 now, are you?
now I have to wonder, like, how many of the people who write in that extraordinarily flowery prose actually spoke like that, and how much of it is 100% stylized.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it was stylized. I'm pretty
Well,
sure
then
it.
that makes me wonder, was there anyone out there who wrote stuff that wasn't stylized?
Gee, I don't know. I'd have to get into a time machine and go back there and find out. Would be an interesting thing.
Or look up books from that era and find out?
Yeah, but the
I
whole
mean,
thing there depends on the sorts of books you could find that still survive. I mean, the sorts of written material you could find. Were there genres of written material where the stuff that survived was all the stylized stuff, and the non-stylized stuff just didn't survive for some reason?
it's hard to imagine that being the case.
I mean, I'm just speculating here, basically.
And I stand by my statement. It's hard to imagine that being the case.
Oh man.
Hmm?
Explorer questioner said, "You'll never make me grow up. Aren't we all just a little mad here?" And then haven't watched Alice in Wonderland in a bit. Yeah, I haven't read Alice in Wonderland in years and years and years and years and years. There's
Hmm.
something to pull out Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass.
You know, that title always bugged the fuck out of me. Because, like, okay, yeah, you look at a mirror, but you're not really looking. I mean, like, okay, let's put it this way. If I didn't know that a looking glass and a mirror were the same thing, and you asked me what I thought a looking glass was, my first go to would have been magnifying glass, because you look
Yeah,
through the fucker and it
yeah.
helps you look at things. Whereas a looking glass, well, I mean, a mirror, you're looking at yourself, sure, but I mean, no, it doesn't sit right for me.
Okay, I can understand how that works.
Yeah. Well,
No,
there's a lot of words like that where, like, culturally, when they came about, they made perfect sense, and now it's like, what the fuck were people on back then? Well,
well, that's how stuff mutates. Yeah. Yes. Well, let me think here. I'm just making curiousness.
no, opium. They were on opium back then, weren't they?
Pretty much. Quite a lot of that going around. I'm looking. Okay, here we go. Ah, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland was published 26 November 1865.
Okay.
So yeah, we've had a little bit of time to see things change.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I have to admit, I don't really get why people put that book on a pedestal. It's not that interesting.
Well, no, I would not call it the most interesting book I've ever read. No. Um,
Didn't say it did. I just said I don't get the appeal. It's not that interesting.
well, it was basically Dodgson's, writing his child girlfriend into a story. I mean, that's basically what it was right there.
Who?
Uh, Dodgson is the name of the person known to us as Lewis Carroll.
Well, if that's how we know who this person is,
We
maybe
know both
say
as
that
matter we know
we
both
know?
as a matter of fact.
I don't think we do, but okay. I've never heard anything but Lewis Carroll from that fella.
Oh, okay, Charles Dodgson, as a matter of fact, but yeah, he
Still never heard the name.
Charles Ludwig Dodgson, as a matter of fact. Yeah, he was screwing a 10-year-old and ended up throwing her for a younger girl later on.
Jeez.
The girl's name was Alice Pleasance Liddell.
Okay. Still, it's kind of twisted, isn't it?
Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, he was a strange character, definitely. I've got a couple of the other things he's written. He was a mathematician in his day, and he wrote something called Pillow Problems, which is a book of mathematical puzzles. And I forget exactly how the one titled A Twisted Tale worked out because it's been half a century since I've read it. It was also mathematically oriented, but what can I tell you?
Probably a lot of things.
Yeah, I don't know that any of them are anything you want to hear, though. It's just my usual
Well,
babbling.
that was, the question was, what can you tell me? Not what can you tell me that I would find interesting.
Yes. Okay, Randy, you take care, be good, have fun. I know they're mutually exclusive, but, do the best you can. Yay. And then meanwhile, Mom Nato is hiding.
Hmm.
No, I'm here. My teeth hurt, so I'm not talking too much.
Oh.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
that is not a good thing. No, not
Mm-mm.
when teeth hurt, that is not
No.
fun.
No, it's not. And
I
it
suppose that
comes
depends
and goes. It flares up, and then it goes away for a little bit, and then it flares back up. So, yeah, talking's not very comfortable right now.
I remember I remember back in the days when my teeth were coming apart, when they would start hurting, that was not fun.
Yeah, it's the one that's broken that's bothering me.
Oh
So,
boy. Yep.
I will
mhm.
pay you $20 to go and eat ice cream right now.
No,
I'm
fuck
kidding. Come
you.
on, come on, come on, come on. I'm kidding.
Uh, no, I can't. I would be instantly in the bathroom brushing my teeth and rinsing with antiseptic mouthwash and then a saltwater rinse.
Because of ice cream?
Mm-hmm. You've got the sugars in the ice cream, you've got the cold,
Well, was
and it causes the nerves to flare up.
Yeah.
yeah, see, I was mostly just thinking of the cold
Yeah,
part.
but the sugars will interact with your teeth as well.
Well, bonus then.
Only if you're a masochist.
Which does not
No,
describe
no,
me.
bonus for me
Because you're a
because I
sadist.
like to watch other people's pain.
That means you're a sadist.
Well, I suppose that depends on how you look at it. Because I mean, a lot of people that I know who are into the like BDSM scene,
Mm-hmm.
they're not so much there to necessarily cause someone else pain, so much as to play out dominance and submission games.
Right.
Yeah. I'm definitely not a fan of that stuff. Well, I think we spoke of it. Was it last show or recently? Anyway, yeah.
Mm.
I'm not one for either end of that spectrum.
Well, I have to admit I do enjoy inflicting pain, but only on those who've earned it.
Okay. Okay.
By being complete shitheads in
Yeah.
my
Okay.
direction, the direction of people I care about. I have to admit, I enjoy causing those people a certain amount of pain, not necessarily physical pain either.
Oh, right. 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 Um. in a situation like that, the best would be the emotional pain or whatever you want to call it, the humiliation, rather than slapping them silly.
Well, that's part of why, like I've been using a certain curse lately, um, which is basically, you've heard it before. When their ignoble end finally comes, I hope it's broken, alone, in pain, and by their own hand.
Yes.
That kind of become my go-to for, um, wishing other people unwell. And so I don't know. That's sort of an example of the kind of pain I would inflict on people who've earned it.
Hmm. Yeah, that
Well, I mean, I
works.
forget who it was. It might even have been you, but someone said that they've never seen me be mean to anyone who hadn't earned it, and that is something by which I like to live. Is sure I might be a cruel rat bastard, but you got to really, really, really piss me off first to see the claws come out.
I like it, Kitty. Kitty says champagne for my friends, real pain for my foes.
I like that. I may have to steal that.
Okay.
Well, what else do you do with things you like?
Absolutely. Well, you could pay royalties, but then again, depends on how deep your pockets are.
Well, I don't need to pay royalties. I'm already a member of the aristocracy.
Yes, you is. Yeah.
I really should get one of those like ID cards printed up that they have. Like they'll give you this like metal computer printed ID card that identifies you as a member of the Principality of Sealand. And there are some people who no shit have gotten upgrades on airplanes for showing that they are not ordinary people anymore.
Alrighty
Yeah.
then.
I'm not one of you proles. Upgrade me. Only said much more kindly than that.
Uh, it might be worth it for me were I to go anywhere, but I just don't leave the house. So, okay, it's not going to be any good
Well,
for me.
eventually I will visit my parental units again. Eventually.
I don't know when eventually it's going to be. That's the problem. The thing that does come to my mind, for example, is I'd really like to be able to see some folks again. For example, get down to the protest,
Hmm,
the Ark Encounter protest. I don't know when that's going to be. That's the thing. I don't know that
probably
there's going to be one next year. Um,
probably not.
yeah, that's the thing.
I'm thinking that the next time any events are going to be happening, it will be 2022.
Yeah, and then the other thought that comes to the mind when I think about that is, okay, am I going to be around for the next one? That sort of thing. Because yeah, I'm no spring chicken. Let's face it, and that does enter the thought processes. So we'll just have to see what the hell goes on. I'm hoping things work out well enough. Ow, 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 ow.
Well, then don't do that again.
Ow! Ooh. I my
Actually, talking about being in pain, I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know what the hell I did. But the other day, I woke up like with my neck and my shoulders so stiff, like I had slept on them wrong and didn't realize it or something.
okay.
Or I had exercised too much after not exercising for multiple years. One of those kinds of sets of pain.
Okay
And
then.
I was not. It's not completely gone yet, and like we're talking Friday or something. This shit started.
Oh my, oh my.
Yeah. So you want to talk about being in pain? Let's talk about being in pain.
No, this one was just I was brushing my hair off my shoulders and it tangles very easily now. Um, so I mean, I ran my fingers through my hair just a little bit ago, and I did it again, and the hair was already tangled. It's like, what the hell's going on here?
Mm.
And no, I'm not cutting it. No, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. I need all the visual cues I can get.
Well, I think I mentioned it before. Because I'm not appearing on camera anymore, because I'm going animation only on my channel, I can let my hair grow out without taking the flat iron to it and damaging the fuck out of it. Because I think that's why it can't seem to grow past my shoulders, is because I keep damaging it with the flat iron. If I'm not doing that anymore and pulling everything back into a ponytail, I'm hoping I can grow that shit down to my ass.
That would be a whole bunch of fun. I mean, I would
It would be
love to be able to do that.
Been there, done that.
What, you grew your hair down to my ass?
No, down to mine.
Um,
Took about a year and a half.
Wow.
Oh my.
I don't know. If it gets below my tits, I'll be happy.
One thing to remember, trim it often, because if you don't, the split ends will slow down the growth. It'll grow frizzy at the ends. It'll break, that kind of thing.
It starts
So-
frizzy.
Well, this is
Well, it'll get
I'm
worse.
just saying.
Yeah.
this is the problem I have. I don't trust anyone to trim my hair. I say, please trim my hair, and the next thing I know, it's 6 inches shorter.
Well, you have to actually explicitly say, get rid of the damaged bits. You can't just say trim.
Or you say trim off 2 inches of hair. You state you only want 2 inches trimmed. That will help. Even if you don't get all of the split ends, it will still be healthier than what it currently is.
Or just tell them, hell, keep my hair as close to the current length as possible, but get rid of as much of the damage as possible. Like if you walk in and just say trim, they're going to improvise. They're going to
Right.
do their version of a trim, and it may not be what you had in mind. You got to tell them
It
flat out what
usually
you want.
isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My hair was down to my mid back, and I got it cut to my shoulders recently. And it's already, I think I got it cut like a month ago, and it's almost to the middle of my back again.
Wow. Okay. Because
Yeah.
So fucking fast. My hair grows so slowly.
yeah, I know that
Well-
feeling exactly.
It's down past my shoulders. It's not quite the middle of my back, but I had it cut up to my shoulders. So
Still.
it's grown probably about 2 inches, 3 inches
Yeah.
since I got it cut. Yeah.
No,
I think I'm trying to find a polite way to say fuck you, and it's not coming.
Now I know the last time I got my hair
Yeah.
cut, it was
Mm-hmm.
not quite this length. It was just a little bit shorter, say about the mid tit,
Mm-hmm.
and it ended up just below my ear lobe. And I was
wow,
not happy. I was not happy at all.
Seriously.
So-
Yeah, that's not a trim, that's a cut.
Yes, and the thing is, that was in 2009, and the hair was not an acceptable to me length until I would say 6 years later.
Yeah, so it's past your shoulders right now, yes?
It's past my nipples right now. Yeah.
Okay, so what you can do with as long as it doesn't look like it's severely damaged. You don't do a whole lot with it, do you?
No, I don't. I do as little as I can with it because I don't want to damage it.
Then what you tell them is you want 2 inches trimmed off. That's it. You just want 2 inches trimmed. And that should put it almost at halfway to your shoulders. And that will at least get the damage cut off, the worst of it. And then it should grow a little more. Because each time, in a couple of months, it should be back down where it is now. Because your
Would
hair
be
grows
nice.
faster when the damage comes off.
Well, I don't think mine does. But of course, it also doesn't help that with extraordinarily curly hair like mine is, it's hard to tell what like the length of your hair actually is, simply because, like, well, how the fuck do you tell? I mean, there's like the effective length and then the actual length after it's been
Yeah.
straightened. And
Oh
that's
yeah.
just
Well,
such a
I'll
pain, but what can you do about it, I guess?
the next time I take a shower and wash my hair, which will probably be tomorrow morning, I'll have Tornado take a picture of me after I've gotten out of the shower and
And
Hopefully.
got dressed,
Combed out.
hopefully.
well, yes, after I'm dressed and ready to go with my mom tomorrow. The only thing I do is I apply a conditioning agent that keeps my hair from frizzing too much, because as my hair dries, it just puffs.
Oh yeah.
So I put this
Oh yeah.
this Fructis stuff on that will tame my curls a little bit so they don't frizz as much, and then I scrunch it and I go, and I'm done.
I remember those days. I mean, back when I was,
Yeah.
19, 20 years old, I was at uni first time around, and I had
Hmm.
tried a couple of the barbers out there, and I
Yeah.
didn't trust them for anything. Oh my word, yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my,
Oh,
you look like Kaepernick in that first picture there.
Yeah,
But
my hair isn't like that. Mine is more like I almost I don't want to say sausage curls because it's not sausage curls, but it's curly waves. I'll put it that way.
okay then.
well, and also the picture you saw does not accurately depict what my hair would look like if I let it like if I mowed my head completely and let it do what it wants to. That's
Mhm.
not what my hair would look like. My hair would look more like a Jufro. It would look more like Weird
Yeah.
Al Yankovic's hair.
Well,
So,
Aha.
that's where I was headed because back when I'm 19 years old, I looked like a white Jesse Jackson. I mean, I had
Oh,
an afro, but I was white. And I still
oh,
am. But
yeah.
but see, that's the thing though, is it's a Jufro rather than an Afro. If you see the
Yeah.
difference, the
yes,
curls are much bigger and looser.
yeah,
Yeah. I have
So,
loose curls. They're all over the place, but they're not uh, uh, um, an afro type curl. They're loose, dangly curls.
yeah. When I
and I'm
was,
looking
like
for
3 years
a picture
old,
of me as a small child so I can show you what what my hair looked like, but I don't have a good like crisp shot of me as a
Let
kid.
me
The best I can do is
see.
the one of me with my face covered in yogurt.
okay,
Hmm.
Caramba.
Oh,
So
yeah,
you know, there's
yeah. See,
that.
that's what my hair does, but my hair's down past my shoulders, so it's almost to the
And
middle of my back now.
one thing that I've heard about, and I guess it makes sense, but it's hard to empathize, is some of the people who've grown their hair really, 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 really long say it starts to hurt just from the sheer weight of it.
Um,
I've never had it
no,
that long, so I wouldn't know.
I've never had it. It's never been past my butt, so
Well, I'm
and it
just saying
never
it's
hurt.
like I've heard people bitch about the weight of their hair, which I think is such a strange
Hmm.
thing, but well, you know,
I can understand it,
Well,
but
I have to wonder then. I mean, now that I think of it, and I had never thought of that before. The sheer weight of the hair. Um, Back when you did this sort of thing, the slimy bastards put my sister through dance school, and her dance teacher had hair that trailed on the floor behind her when she
oh
walked.
yeah,
And
goodness.
I
up
have to
theater
wonder.
receipts and pigeon shit.
Say again?
Picked up theater receipts and pigeon shit.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have to
Huh?
wonder how much that weighed.
I had a babysitter named Crystal who she looked a lot like Crystal Gale, but she wasn't. Um who had hair down to her ankles.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And we used to help her brush her hair when she would babysit us, and then we'd help her. That's how I learned how to braid my hair.
Okay then.
So, yeah. And
That's
I
another
could
thing. I never
not
learned to braid my
believe.
hair just because, you know, it's the wrong shape for it.
Yeah,
Mm,
okay.
So,
I'm trying to remember. Her hair was not quite that long, but it was long enough. Babka had very, very long hair till the day she died. She wore it in one of those granny buns.
mm, yeah,
I mean, it wasn't quite to the floor, but it was long enough. I mean, pretty close to the
yeah,
knees.
yeah.
so weird question.
Hmm.
Weird
Why is
answer.
it that it's such a stereotype for like elderly women to take their long hair and like get it permed to shit so they look like they have a Jufro? Why is that?
I
Is
do
is it
not
just
know.
my hair got gross and started breaking, so I had to do something else to it, or is there some? I don't get it.
Yeah, neither do
I
I
don't know.
really. I mean,
For that matter, old ladies coloring their hair blue. When did that happen? Because I've never seen it.
oh, I know about the blue wash. Yeah,
Oh.
I've seen that. I
It's
remember seeing
supposed
that
to
most of
make
my life.
this. It's supposed to make the silver look better. The blue wash. I
Okay.
But
never
it's
understood it, but
but it's but it's blue.
I know.
I mean, why not just dye it black, brown, blonde, whatever the fuck, ginger? I don't know.
Well, the one that
I
really gets
don't
to
know.
gets on my nerves is that really shitty bottle red that so many of them do.
Ugh.
Don't know what.
Yeah.
Oh. You're talking a more natural red, not like see it from orbit punk red. Okay.
No, this is no. It's not the punk red, but it is definitely unnatural. I mean, you can spot it a mile away. But my friend Peggy is like that. She does that bottle red, and she's always after me. You need to color your hair. You need to color your hair, and it's like, no, I don't. I don't want to look like you.
Mm, I don't know. I kind of miss being visible from orbit, but it damages my hair in completely unacceptable ways. Like there was once I colored my hair and literally lost like 2, 3 inches from the bleaching process.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay then.
I don't do the punk thing anymore. I totally would if I had any confidence that I could do it without damaging my hair unacceptably, but I
Mm-hmm.
can't, so I don't and won't.
That's another reason that I am loath to try any of the neon colors or anything like that. It's like I don't want to damage anything because it would take, like maybe 20 years to grow it out.
Yeah.
And I don't have 20 years.
Yeah.
Oh, Mage, I'm with you. I am definitely with you. Mage says I'm just going to let my hair go white. Um,
Mm.
Yeah, I've got so many. Even my eyebrows are starting to turn silver. I've got white hairs popping up in my eyebrows. It's weird. I'll be plucking hairs out, and it's like, huh, it's white. It's not silver. It's white.
now the
I don't
interest.
know when that starts happening to me. I mean, um, I don't want to go salt and pepper. Either I'm gonna color my hair completely a natural color, and by the way, if you don't bleach, you can still color your hair without damage. It's the bleaching that kills it.
Mm-hmm.
So I will either completely dye my hair a natural color, or I will bleach it the fuck all silver. But I don't want to be salt and pepper. That just looks what's the word I'm looking for here? Ruined, I guess. It
Okay.
looks like it it looks unfinished.
Uh huh.
Is what I'm trying to say. It looks because if you do the full on Steve Martin where he went fully white
White.
in his 20s or whatever,
Yeah, yeah.
if you had that level of white in your
Mm-hmm.
hair, that looks cool. And if you have your hair all one color, that looks cool. But when it's salt and pepper, it just looks like something went horribly wrong.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
I have a streak developing where there's a section of my hair up front that's turning white, and then if I pull my hair up, the underneath is turning white, but the rest of it's
Okay.
dark brown.
Yeah, now her oldest sister went white at 18. And when I say
Mm.
white, I mean white.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, like a sheet of paper.
Yeah,
Um,
my sister has had gray hair since we were 18. Not completely gray, but she has gray hairs in her hair since we were 18, and now I don't even know. I haven't seen her in years, so.
yeah, Aunt Marie went absolutely old lady white. Um,
Hmm.
now, me, I'm lucky. I'm not doing the salt and pepper. I'm doing the streaking.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other
Oh, I
thing,
do streaking once a year when I go to the Solstice Parade.
there you go. Yeah. And then the other thing with me is I'm going through blonde in order to get to gray. So it's really not salt and pepper, because the hair's light enough that it does it
That you don't
gracefully.
notice. The contrast is not as high as it is with people with darker hair, is what you're trying to say, yes?
Right,
Yeah.
right. Um, the color of my hair now is pretty close to the color of my hair when I was 6 years old.
Mm.
Hmm.
I started white, I was a towhead, and then went through blonde, and then by the time I'm 35, um, my hair was at
Light
its
brown.
darkest brown,
Mm-hmm.
sort of a mouseish brown, if you will. And then I'm starting to get the gray hairs showing up by that age. And the thing that really amazed me, I really hadn't looked at it that closely, but when I had a photograph that later appeared in the New York Times, um, the lighting for that photograph, my hair was yellow. I mean, it was extremely blonde. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize that happened. This was in, let me think, 2013 when I noticed how blonde I was.
Now
So,
I've got that song from Earth Girls Are Easy in my head. There's what the hell's her name? Like something Brown, I forget. I don't know. She does this song in the movie called "Cause I'm a Blonde," and it's pretty silly. It's very sort of like shit you can get away with because you're blonde.
Mm.
okay.
I don't know. I was amused by it, but then again, I like that movie because it's very 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 80s.
Well, I rather like the thing where I can poke fun at myself and say, well, okay, I've just had one of my blonde moments. I mean, just look at me. Um, and I can do something stupid because I'm a blonde.
Yeah, well, now that I know you think that way, I shan't let you get away with it.
Oh, good. Oh, my, oh, my, oh, my, oh, my. I wish I could dig up photographs of myself at the age of 20 or 25, but I really don't have any photographs. I mean, I ended up without them on the various breakups and everything else that went on. So I
Well,
really
my
don't.
parents still have a lot of those photos from that time in my life, from that age, but honestly, I'd rather people didn't see them.
Okay, okay.
Was
Yeah,
not exactly the least awkward kid in class. Let's just put it that way.
mm,
I'm not the amazing diva goddess you know now back in high school.
there you go. There you go. Mage says I'm getting gray streaks on the sides of my head like Mr. Fantastic in Marvel Comics.
Oh, cool.
Hmm.
I'm
That's
trying to
cool.
remember if I even know in the first place who Mr. Fantastic is.
Robert Reed or
Is
Reed
he one of the
Richards.
Fantastic
Oh,
Four?
oh, oh,
Yeah,
oh,
Reed
oh, oh.
Richards. Yeah.
The Fantastic Four. Yes, 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 yes,
Yes,
yes.
Mr. Fantastic.
Well, I wouldn't mind having like one of the one lock that's white, sort of rogue style,
Mm.
or Polgara from the Belgariad and Malorian.
Yes.
Because that one white lock always looks really cool. There's just something about it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Not Elvira.
Mistress of the Dark. I don't remember her having a streak.
Or not Elvira. What's her face? From the Morticia.
Are
That's
you
her.
Oh,
thinking of Lily Munster?
Is it Lily?
I
I know
think so.
Mon. Oh, okay.
The
Yeah.
character Yvonne DiCarlo played.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, she has two streaks, but basically. Oh dear gods, are
Help!
they actually remaking this show?
Okay, Cat, you're getting annoying. Go away. Go away.
When
Smudge.
was that? Oh, well, that's
Go on.
2012. So if they were going to remake the monsters, they either already did it and I didn't notice, or they decided not to after all.
Tss. You have been a pain in the ass for the last 3 days.
Yeah, Diana, knock it off.
Oh,
Sorry, I
what?
had.
I missed something. Had my.
Smudge.
She was talking to her cat. She said, "You've been a pain in the ass for 3 days," and I decided to take it in a different direction.
Okay then.
Okay. Smudge has been clingy, and I do mean absolutely. I
Ow,
sit
ow, ow.
down, he's got to be on top of me. On my shoulders, on the back of my chair, trying to curl up in bed with me, which, okay, that's fine. But he's also been nipping at my jaw when I lay down, which that's not comfortable. And incessantly meowing. And I'm not talking like a meow. It's meow, meow, meow,
Meow,
meow.
meow.
Yeah, constantly, all day long.
So you see the one white lock thing is
Okay.
mildly popular.
Mm-hmm.
There's someone who tried to do it in real life. I'm not sure it worked as well as one might hope, but it's certainly better than what it looked like when I tried it. So
Yeah.
One of my many exes tried to do that years and years ago, but her hair was so black that all she could manage was an orange streak through the hair instead of white.
so pretty
Oh,
much exactly what I managed then.
Okay.
Because that is indeed what happened to my head fur. Is the best I could do before it started to disintegrate was orange.
Uh huh. Well, Linda's mother came from Armenian stock, so take it from there.
oh goodness. So she had the dark black,
Yes.
pitch black.
Yes.
See, I could probably get away with it with the way my hair's turning silvery white in streaks. Um, I could probably bleach it out to a grayish brown, but it still would not look real good.
So this is after bleaching my hair,
Oh,
and you can see like the
Yeah.
roots, what it's
Yeah.
normally like. That's as close as I could get to making it blonde.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
Uh huh.
seriously, and if you actually look at the hair right here, you can see that some of it, no joke, got fried, and it's completely
Yeah.
uneven.
crispy. Yeah. I
Mm.
did that when right before I found out I was pregnant with TCs when I tried to do mine. And it was an orangish blonde. It was lighter than yours, Kate, in that experiment. It was almost blonde, but not quite.
Okay then. Yeah,
So-
Linda had some very interesting genetics going on. Armenian and Norwegian.
How did she get hair that dark then? Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. Her
Norwegians are
mother's
usually
line was
blonde.
Armenian. Her father's was Norwegian.
Oh, well, that explains it. Usually the mom's genes are dominant and dad's genes are recessive.
Oh, okay, fine.
That's usually how it goes. Not always, but usually.
I've never actually heard that one. I know about dominant and recessive genes, but I've never heard that one before.
I'm pretty sure that's correct. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure mother's genes in a daughter are dominant because of the XY factor.
I don't think that's true. I mean, as I understand dominant and recessive traits, it's just the gene itself. It's like, for example, if the mother has green eyes and the father has brown eyes, doesn't matter what you do, that kid's getting brown eyes unless there's a recessive gene for green on the dad that gets passed along. So I mean, it's not really like that. It's
Well, on a
like
lot of
dominant and recessive is irrelevant, or rather sex is irrelevant to dominant versus recessive. Now there may be some things that mothers and daughters can have that boys can't, but I don't think that it has anything to do with dominant and recessive, though.
well,
Not
you've got
really.
some pretty strange combinations.
Okay. Here you go. Black hair is made from a subtype of the same pigment that makes brown and blonde. It is a dominant trait and is less likely to blend with lighter pigments than brown hair. In other words, it's more likely for a baby born to a brown blonde pair to end up with light brown or dark blonde hair than lighter blonde. So if black blonde would be more likely to come out with dark brown or black hair versus light brown.
Yeah, it all depends, or in a lot of cases anyway, on the protein that gets made and how that protein functions.
Right.
Consider the sickle cell thing. Um, both alleles make a protein, but one of the alleles protein doesn't work. So, in a heterozygote, you get that half combination that protects against malaria but doesn't necessarily do anything horrible to you. It's when you get the two broken alleles and you don't get a functional protein at all that you have the trouble.
Mm.
Oh yeah, mother's genes dictate male pattern baldness. Yeah, that is definitely an X-linked trait.
Yeah.
And the reason that works is the boys only get one X. So whatever is on that X shows up. That's how color blindness works as well.
Well, it's just weird. I mean, I know boys who have a lot of exes. They date way too much.
Yes, absolutely.
Come on, come on.
Oh,
You know
my,
me
oh, my,
by
oh,
now
my.
to know I couldn't pass that one up.
This is interesting. What just came to my mind when Shadow Kitty mentioned that mom's genes dictate male pattern baldness. I've mentioned before that I'm very, very lucky in the sense that I'm 63 years old and I do not have evidence of baldness or anything to that effect. Wouldn't it be fun if I didn't get the genetics for male pattern baldness because at birth I was actually an XX male, which does happen.
Who
Usually
knows?
requires some funky hormone interplay, but it does happen.
Yeah, because the one I'm thinking of right now is there is the possibility of a translocation when meiosis is occurring. A piece of the Y chromosome translates to the X chromosome, and you end up with the sequence called SRY, which is the one responsible for kick-starting the development as a male. So yeah, you could have two X chromosomes and still be phenotypically male. It doesn't happen very often. But God, wouldn't that
Well,
be a
back in
shitload of
Seattle,
fun?
I had a friend with the Kleinfelters thing going on.
Say again, hon?
Back in Seattle, I had a friend who had that whole Kleinfelters thing going
Oh
on.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The XXY. Yeah.
Hmm.
I've known a couple of people who have had Kleinfelters.
Of course, I mean, as much as I'm sorry that happened to her, boy, did she talk about it a lot.
Okay then.
It was almost like she was using it in place of an actual personality.
Yeah, that reminds me of one of the people I know who claims to have had Kleinfelder.
Okay.
So I wonder if that comes along with the genetics.
I haven't got a clue. It's possible,
Sorry
I
about that,
suppose.
Bethany. Hey, Von Rick. Hi, dear.
I mean, I wish I wasn't being serious about that, but it's true. It was
No, I,
almost
I
like,
do believe that you're serious about it. Yes.
yeah. And what does my little Columbia want? Oh, right, she wants food. That's what she wants. I want her to hush.
is the Von Rick? That's interesting. Von Rick says, my husband's brothers all have the same baldness as their father. My husband, fortunately, does not, as all his brothers are pretty much bald, and he has almost all his hair.
Weird.
Yeah.
One thing I find kind of funny, I mean, as I understand it, um, like male pattern baldness actually happens because of too much testosterone, like excessive testosterone.
Yeah. If memory serves, it's one of the metabolic products of testosterone called dihydrotestosterone that's responsible for the hair loss.
Well, I mean, the reason I find that kind of funny is just because you'd think it'd be seen as a sign of virility then, rather than something to be ashamed of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Well,
it's not,
I guess
and
the
I find that odd.
I guess the shame came before people knew how it happened. I don't know,
I
maybe.
suppose. I don't know. It's just one of these little tidbits. I was like, really? So bald men are too manly?
Maybe,
Maybe
maybe.
it's punishment for toxic masculinity. I don't
There.
know.
There you go.
Uh, well, I mean, hell, in a way, I guess it can be seen as a sign of virility. I mean, how many guys out there shave their heads on purpose now?
Quite a few.
Mind you, I think a lot of that is probably cultural and racial, but still, even white guys are going, oh, hell yeah, bald me the fuck out here.
Mm.
So, I mean,
Oh, hi, Geo Sam. Yeah, 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 yeah.
hey there, kitten.
Okay, shame of baldness is very much cultural. Okay, I can believe that.
I
And
guess there's all those Buddhist monks out there, not to mention the Franciscan friars who insist on mowing their heads.
yeah. And
I
there's
kind of wish I could have done more videos about that one Franciscan dude, the monk I called
oh
Brother
yeah.
Scoop, because gosh, what was he like, 16 years old or some shit? And I like, but the problem is that he did not say enough stupid shit. It was usually just him going, "Yeah, I'm going out in the public doing some outreach, not really preaching to people, just telling them hi and stuff like that." And I was like, man, I wish you were more of a villain because you're interesting and it would help my subscriber numbers. But unfortunately, he kept being a virtuous little piece of shit. So
Yeah, well, Vonrick, I'll tell you, as for I would not like baldness at all. It's that scar I've mentioned.
mm,
Um, yeah, not
cool.
looking good at all.
That ex of mine who had to have brain surgery that time, and she had to have a huge chunk of her skull carved out for it. She used to have like really cute sort of, I'm not sure how to describe the hairstyle, but it was really cute sort of short hair. But then after her brain surgery, she kept her head mowed specifically so people could see that funky looking scar.
Mm.
Oh my, oh my.
Yeah.
I didn't go for any of that. If my hair got too short, I would have two parts. The
Mm.
natural one and then the one caused by the scar,
Mm.
which did not look good
Now,
at all.
I'm curious what shape your scar is because Flea's was, it looked either sort of like the McDonald's logo or like a small child drawing a bird off in the distance. It had that sort of like elongated M look to it.
Okay, mine is essentially a semicircle.
Hmm.
Let's see now. Okay, this is about. I don't know if you can see up in the corner of the YouTube window. M- my fingers are where the scar starts at the top of the head, and then it goes up and down to the nape of the neck.
Hmm.
Oh wow.
Well, I'm seeing a lot of examples on Google image search of what you're describing. and very few of what happened to Flea, which is weird because of how many times I've seen that in real life. And yet I'm seeing a lot of these semicircle, sort of vaguely C-shaped scars on other people. I wonder if I still have a picture of, because I mean, I still have a few pictures of Flea, but it's mostly the surgery site. So let's see. Oh, you know what? I think it's on my now defunct Photo Bucket account.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me see.
I'm not sure I'm going to be able to find it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think I have it anymore. I think it's gone. Oh well, no biggie.
Alrighty. This looks pretty close to what I've got. Let's see here. The one here in the corner is about the scar I have.
Hmm. Well, the closest I can find, I found one that's really not that close, but kind of close to what I saw in my ex-girlfriend. I'm trying to find more.
There's one in that same picture, Diana, or
What?
this close to what she's talking about. Similar. It's not exact. See the one that you've got highlighted? Go over to the left one.
The one
Yeah.
that's the little zigzag
No.
thing going on?
Yeah, that's close
That's
to what
not
you
even remotely
correct.
close to what I'm talking about, actually.
Oh, okay.
Here,
Well, I was just
let me present because I have the picture I'm looking for here. This one I'm seeing is a little bit more like a T shape with a curve to it.
Yeah, let
The one
me.
that Flea had, imagine that sort of vertical line there further back, and then two sort of
M.
like almost, it almost looks like a willow tree in a way. Like, so from that middle incision, these two cascading like arcs that point
Mhm.
downward eventually. So it's like this picture. She's got almost half of it of what
Mm-hmm.
Flea had. Imagine
Okay.
it fit here. There was another one on the other side.
Right.
Okay, then.
That's what Flea had.
Now, what's really interesting, I'm looking at these scars, and they are all raised, where my scar is actually depressed.
That's because they're new.
Okay, fine.
Like believe me, again with that ex of mine, I saw her when her scar was new and they're upraised like that. When I saw her after it had healed, it was like recessed. It was more of an indentation. So it's the age of the scar that matters.
Okay, then. Yeah, and this one's this scar's almost as old as you are. So yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my word. It's almost, well, this coming April Fool's Day, it's going to be 45 years.
I think I might be coming up on 4 years.
Okay, then.
Well,
It just doesn't seem that long ago, but it is.
who's my little Columbia who's wanting so much attention and food? Or she's getting a lot more bold, Columbia. Like for a while there, she wouldn't sit on my lap because Xander would always run her off, and it's not so much happening anymore.
Okay,
Like,
then.
well, I mean, he still tries to run her off, but she's been getting a lot more bold about wanting my lap, and I think it's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be moo. That would be very moo.
You know? Okay, let's see if I just accomplished what I'm trying to accomplish, because if I did, I can start rendering and start paying a lot more attention to the stream because this shot is done. Oh, by the way, speaking of which,
Yes, dear.
like there's like one or two little things that need to be done, but I'm really close to having the music I need to start animating head meets.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
About the only thing that needs to be done with this music that my friend Chris provided for me is to replace the accordion with a clarinet. Because honestly, the accordion is not right for this. But if you want to hear some of it. Well, anyway, you get the idea.
Yeah. Sounds like fun.
And I plugged it into the demo that I had made, like the intro titles, and it sounds pretty good. Actually, it works. So I'm pretty close to being able to animate.
Yay!
I know, right?
Getting to animate and then rake in the dough.
Well, here's hoping. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not necessarily seeking like a lot of fame or adulation for this shit, but at the same time, it would be nice.
Well, I can imagine that you'd be after groceries, basically.
Well, I mean, I know I've mentioned it before. I'm doing rather well on the financial end.
Well, so far, but I mean, I can't see you doing, zero income indefinitely.
Well, let's put it this way. Like, when my parents die, they're leaving me a bunch of money. And it's not like gonna come in one big giant lump sum. They've set up sort of a trust fund that doles out a few thousand each month.
Okay.
And so it's like basically I have my own UBI. The only problem is the price is my parents' lives. I'm not prepared to do anything about that myself, so no worries on that front. But I mean, still, I'll be fine when the inevitable happens. And right now I'm not doing so bad either. I mean, I've got a reasonable amount of money in the bank. That's why I can survive not putting out videos for a few months while I work on my animation stuff. It's because I have the dough for it.
Yeah, well, Mage says just keep in mind this will be like restarting your channel from scratch. You already know that, so yeah.
Well, but I mean, that's not even necessarily true. I was worried about that. And then I went and contacted my patrons. And like almost all of them said, oh, yeah, sure, I'll stick around. Like 3 people jumped ship and about 6 people came in to replace them. So, in a weird way, I have a built-in audience already. And if they like it, it'll make it that much easier. I mean, I'm sure there will be some people who leave because they're disappointed because they wanted the atheism content. I'm prepared for that. But unless what I make royally fucking sucks, and I sure hope it doesn't, I think I'll be okay. Or at least I'd like to believe I will.
Okay, then. Oh, my. Just for the heck of it.
Mm-hmm. What you gonna do?
Indeed.
What you gonna do? Don't keep us in suspense. What you doing?
Looking for your Patreon.
Thank you. Okay. To what? Become a donor or look at how many I got? What are you doing?
A little of everything. Let's see. Okay, you're going per video. And, yeah, okay, we'll have to work at that. And, what I'm gonna do, I don't know if, Amiga, are you still out there? If you're not still out there, I will put this out. Okay. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my.
What,
Everybody.
what on earth? You're looking for my Patreon. You're going to do something with it. What are you planning on doing with Patreon?
I just put it in your
Oh,
side chat. In our
well,
side.
before you said this, I'm going to link to your Patreon in the chat. I could have done it so much faster and without making me go, what the hell's going on?
Moo. And then what I got to do is we'll see if we can. We'll see if we can manage a buck a video or something like that. Because the one I could not remember was whether you were doing per month or per video.
Well, and one thing you can totally do is say $1 per video for X number of videos per month. So you
Okay,
don't even
yeah,
have,
that's right, that's right, that's right. Everybody remember
you
that
know,
one too. You can cap it.
so there's that. But I mean, I'm not too terribly worried right now about my livelihood being tied to my YouTube channel, is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
So, even if what I'm doing flops, I can find a way to make it work. And that's actually a kind of security most people don't have these days. And so I recognize how lucky I am. I'm trying really hard not to say, and therefore I'm grateful, because I am grateful to my patrons, but it makes it sound like I'm grateful to some, well, let's face it sounds like I'm thanking God when I say I'm grateful. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, the
So
people you're thanking actually exist.
I'm avoiding that term. I'm trying to just say that I'm glad to be in this position in life where it could have been so much worse than it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I've actually been getting started in doing a little bit of funding. I mean, there are a couple of channels that I'm actually donating to, and yours always comes to my mind, and I just hadn't done anything about it yet.
Well, and I would never have asked you to because I know your financial situation is not the best.
Oh, I know, and yeah, it was maybe one of these days I'll figure out how to do it right, and then I'll be rolling in the dough, and I can throw a whole shitload at you.
Well, and I mean, comedy animation on YouTube is pretty popular. If my animation takes me further than atheism ever did, I mean, imagine. You get people like the guy who does Simon's Cat.
Oh
That
yes,
guy got
yes.
way the fuck famous pretty fast. And you look at the Cyanide and Happiness videos that are out there. Mind you, that's a much larger team, but still, I mean, they've got viewers at the yin yang. If I can manage to be that kind of funny, that kind of entertaining, I think that it will go well for me.
I'll tell you the Simon of Simon's Cat. Boy, did he get lucky because I think it was that very first video of his that went viral and he became instantly famous, right?
I don't know if it was the very first one, but it could have been. I didn't look into it too hard.
It's the one, if I remember
Oh,
correctly.
it's not a matter of which one it is. It's a matter of the one I saw first. I don't know if that was his first one.
Is that the one where the cat hits the guy with the baseball bat?
Where and I'm constantly pointing at the mouth like feed me.
Well, that's a feature of many much of those videos. Yeah.
I suppose. I mean, it could be. It was years ago. It was a very,
Oh
very long
yes, it
ass
was
time.
quite a while
I'm
ago.
not even sure I was living in my condo in Seattle yet. I might have still been in the one bed, or not even the one bedroom. I was in a studio at the time. Yeah.
Oh, let us to see on the thing over to here is on the thing. There we go. You do Simon's Cat, wake up.
Well, it's not really that important which video it is.
No, I didn't do that right. I did not do that right. There we are.
Actually, it looks like they actually stuck a data jack into someone's head. Mind you, it seems to be aneurysm surgery, so it's not actually a data jack, but it sure looks like one.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I was still looking at the pictures of brain surgery scars, which I should probably close, but I saw one where It's probably what they did to me, actually. I mean, it looks like the sort of laser ablation thing in a way. Don't know.
Oh, yeah, just burn a hole through. Yeah.
Well, yes, but I mean, I'm saying that the thing they're using in this picture I'm seeing looks very similar to what I imagine the devices, the medical implements, must have looked like. Like it's not a matter of the procedure; it's a matter of the tools and what they look like when they're being applied.
Oh, yeah. In my case, they probably had to use a jackhammer because I have such a thick skull. No, 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 no.
Well, I mean, I've seen some of the bone saws people have used.
Yeah, my
I mean,
my
they just used a drill.
my understanding is that it was a drill followed by one of those wire saws where you thread the thing through the one hole and then back out the other, and then you do, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. This was back in the Stone Age.
Well, I'm just sorry. I'm looking at pictures of cranial drills right now, and wow, that's terrifying looking.
Oh man, I've had the occasion to use a trepan. That's a shitload of fun. Um,
I mean, I know what trepanning is, but I don't know what it actually looks like when you're doing it.
the one we had when we were working on the preps was a T-shaped arrangement with a almost looked like a Firstner bit at the end, a rather large diameter drill, but you had the T handle, and you just went back and around and around with the wrist until you got through the skull.
Wow. So I'm looking at now pictures of skulls from people who've been subjected to trepanning, and wow,
Oh
scary looking.
no! Oh no! Should I let this person in?
Oh, you're up there.
Hi, honey. How you doing?
Hi. Sorry for joining so late.
Hey, te betrosta.
Well, as long as you're willing to pay the fee, you can come in late.
Yeah. Oh, boys, you moi.
So how goes it, everyone?
Hey, the poo poo.
Poo poo?
Poo poo.
Mm, Well, I'm just like I'm like that kid who cannot wait for Christmas to arrive, who's waiting for it to be midnight so they can start opening on Christmas morning, even though their parents are not awake yet, etc., etc. Because Cyberpunk 2077 comes out tomorrow, and I'm so fucking impatient right now. I mean, seriously,
If
even
they
after
don't decide
it's
to
over,
shift it over
it's
another month.
it's not coming out at midnight here. It's coming out midnight in Poland, which is where the development company actually is. And so it won't be out until 4 p.m. tomorrow. So it's less than 24 hours, but still, it means I have to sit through most of tomorrow to actually get to the game playing. I've tried so hard to hibernate, and it just won't happen. I don't have my own cryo capsule, so I'm gonna have to actually wait the old-fashioned way by staying up all night tonight and sleeping through most of the day tomorrow.
Okay then.
Well, what
I
else are you gonna?
haven't played Cyberpunk before.
Well, that's because it's not out yet.
Well, I'm not sure exactly what all the buzz is about, aside from if CD Projekt Red decides to shift it over another month.
Well, what it is essentially, I mean, it started life as a tabletop game similar to D&D with all the dice and everything, but set in a cyberpunk genre universe, not very far future, and everyone's jacking in with their heads and all that stuff, getting cyberware, etc., etc. And they decided to make a video game out of it. And it looks absolutely amazing. I mean, even if it wasn't as pretty as it is, and man, is it a pretty game. The way they describe the role playing, there's a lot of branching plot lines where stuff you did hours ago makes a huge difference to something later, and all this. It just sounds so amazing. The role playing opportunities in this, and it also has Keanu Reeves in it, so there's that.
You know, I'm thanks to the spiffing bit. Thanks to this, I almost said spiffing bit, spiffing Brit. I'm always going to hear it as Rianu Keeves now.
Okay, I have no idea who this person is, and I would never say Keanu Reeves like that, but okay.
He's
There,
known for breaking the game.
there's very few like people I would describe as famous in this game. Unfortunately, it's like Keanu Reeves and Grimes are about the only people whose names I immediately recognize. Although I think I've heard of this Mark Holden fellow somewhere before too. But like seriously, this game is a lot of people I would probably call unknowns. And I suppose in a way that's good because I don't want to spend the whole game just picturing Keanu Reeves's face when I hear him speak, which I don't have to because they made his character look almost just like him. But regardless, yeah, it like it's better if they're unknowns because I'm not going, oh hey, famous dude, the whole time.
You know, when I played Fallout 3, I didn't know who Liam Neeson was, really.
Seriously?
Really.
Wow. Okay. I
But-
forget, did Fallout 3 come out after or before Phantom Menace? Let me see here. Fallout 3, survey says 2008, so after. Okay. In that case, you have no excuse.
Well, I didn't know who voiced Qui-Gon Jinn. I never did. I never bothered to ask.
But he wasn't voiced. It was actually Liam Neeson right there up on screen.
I know, but I never asked.
Uh, well, but see, nah, I'm sorry. You still have no excuse. They put the credits up on the screen. You know exactly how to
I
find out.
never sat through the credits.
Well,
Calm
maybe you
down,
should have.
honey. Calm down.
For me, the credits of a movie effectively signified that the movie was, well, over.
So you've never sat in a theater or fast forwarded enough to see the Easter egg at the end of the credits, like they put at the end of every Marvel movie and just about every other damn movie these days, or like they did at the end of Ferris Bueller, for that matter.
I never saw that movie.
Oh, you are so fired! Get out of here.
About the only thing I know about it is how a young Earth creationist decided to completely avoid the question that I was asking him and using that to mock me. Where the guy said, Bueller, 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 and he was using it to be condescending, refusing to answer the goddamn question, and I'm sorry if I just used that word.
Well, that happens all too often. Yeah, I was just dealing with one of those a couple days ago.
A yak?
I
Yeah.
hate to say it. I don't even use the whole anyone Bueller line anymore, just because Ben Stein, who said it, is a complete jackass.
Oh, absolutely.
So I sort of purged it from my my lexicon, for the most part. I suppose it comes out to play every now and then, but that's the guy playing Adam Smasher? Huh. Weird.
But yeah, before I had really played Fallout 3, I had no idea who Liam Neeson was. I didn't even know he voiced or played Qui-Gon Jinn in The Phantom Menace because I never bothered to ask. It's only when I played Fallout 3 that I was even remotely exposed to the familiarity of Liam Neeson's voice because I had never watched Taken either. And it was only really when I started watching the Lego movie that I finally realized that the guy who played good cop / bad cop in the Lego movie and the guy who played James in Fallout 3 was actually the same guy. Yeah,
Okay.
because when I heard when I heard good cop / bad cop's voice in the Lego movie, my immediate thought was, wait a minute, that's James from Fallout 3.
You know, it's funny because I'm looking at some of the trivia about Keanu Reeves, and there's stuff I didn't know. Like, did you know his middle name is Charles?
Well,
No, I did not know that.
That's
Yeah.
surprisingly mundane.
And apparently he likes ballroom dancing.
Oh, yay.
And he had a job once sharpening ice skates.
All right, then.
Of all things. And man, there's a lot of stuff in here. Oh, I guess he played a lot of hockey because it says here he was nicknamed The Wall by his high school hockey team.
Oh, my, oh, my, oh, my. I missed ballroom dancing. I haven't done any of that in a very, very long time.
Oh, hey, I guess he took up surfing after being in Point Break. Because, I mean, it says here that he has hobbies like horseback riding and surfing. And it says specifically both inspired from movie roles. And surfing, well, that's obviously Point Break. So, interesting how, like, a person, the characters a person plays can affect their life off screen.
Okay.
I find that interesting. Oh, this is funny. Apparently, when Keanu and Alex Winter were trying out for Bill and Ted, they were trying out for the opposite of the parts they got.
Oh, jeez, okay.
Like Alex Winter was trying to audition for Ted, and vice versa. So,
Radical, dude.
well, let's see. Now, how would they know this? It says here, his estranged girlfriend, Jennifer Syme, whoever that is, was killed when her Jeep Cherokee careened onto the wrong side of a Los Angeles road near Highway 101 and smashed into 3 parked cars. The force of the crash flipped the car over, and she was thrown through the windshield. She was killed immediately. Now, how the frick do they know that? How do they know she didn't lie there for like a couple of minutes going, and then died?
Yeah, okay.
Oh, stop.
I don't know.
There
Mind
has
you,
to
that's
be
a smidge morbid, but
there has to be something that one can discern from the aftermath of a death that can point to something like that, whether or not it occurred instantly or not. I'm wondering, could there be a difference in blood loss, for example, or that sort
Well,
of
there's
thing?
also G-forces.
I don't know.
Was she
I like-
wearing?
I
Was she wearing a seatbelt?
doesn't say. I like this one right here. It says that he took a 90% pay cut on his salary on the replacements so that they could cast Gene Hackman. And before that, he had deferred $2 million worth of his salary so that Al Pacino could be cast in The Devil's Advocate. I kind of like that. Like, he totally has this sense of artistic integrity, plus I've got enough money, you can pay me less to make this movie better. I like that. That's awesome.
That is very moo.
Apparently he plays bass in a band called Becky. I'm gonna look that up and see if it's anything I want to actually listen to. Although it makes sense that he's a musician like that, because the character he plays in Cyberpunk 2077 is a dead rocker. So I say
Wait.
that as yes, he's dead. What happens is you get a simulation of his personality plugged into your head, and now he's like your constant companion that only you can see through the whole, the whole movie. He's the oh hell, why am I blanking on this one? Waldorf and Statler, they're the foil, I guess. I don't know. The peanut gallery. That's what it is. He's the peanut gallery through the whole game. Yeah. Mind you, he also has an agenda, but that's more spoilery than that part. Because, seriously, if you don't already know that Keanu Reeves ends up in your head in the middle of Cyberpunk 2077, where the hell have you been? You know.
It's Keanu Reeves. He was already in people's heads in The Matrix and
Yeah,
in Johnny Mnemonic.
Yeah, not the same thing, because in this, his character's dead. So you're basically interacting with a simulation of him.
Uh-huh. You mean like in Johnny Mnemonic?
No. I mean, I just recently rewatched Johnny Mnemonic, and no, not really. I mean, he wasn't walking around with some simulacrum in his head of another person talking to him, giving running commentary the whole time.
Yeah, that would drive a guy nuts.
Well, that's part of the plot of the game.
You become nuts from Keanu Reeves jabbering in
Kinda.
your head?
Kinda.
Okay, fine.
I'm pretty sure a
Yeah.
girl would view that as her wet dream of listening to Keanu Reeves talking all day,
Only if
every
she's
day.
straight.
Yeah, but he's also a complete snark monster. I mean, like I said, he has an agenda. He's not just there to snark at you. And in fact, you can become pretty good friends with him if you help him further his agenda.
Mm.
So,
And this is a bad thing?
Maybe.
actually, like, I don't know what his agenda is. That is something that would be spoilery. Oh shit, I'm 8 minutes late for feeding the cat. I'll be back.
Oh no, we can't have that.
That's why they're meowing so much.
Well, they meow half hour early as well, so.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah, happily the little one doesn't do that. Happily the little one does not get annoying when it's dinner time.
Mm.
Because the lunch counter's always open.
Yeah.
Same thing with us.
Oh, speaking of, where is the little shit? I don't see her. She's got to be around here somewhere.
Sylvia, where are you?
Yes, Mage, the caddies, the cats will get their revenge. Definitely, they always do.
And Columbia was bitching for more than 8 minutes. Believe me, she was. She usually starts an hour before dinner time.
Really, huh?
Yeah. Hmm. Oh, that's wild.
No.
On August 4th, 2001, Keanu played baseball in the Dodgers Stadium for the 43rd Hollywood Stars Celebrity Baseball game. His team won 5-4. This was the first time Keanu played baseball.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I know. Wow.
You mean he couldn't have just practiced baseball while he was in the Matrix?
No. No, he couldn't.
Okay.
Come on, you're gonna live in a simulation where you can do anything. You should at least try playing baseball.
Was trained for 4 months in martial arts, kung fu, for the Matrix. Imagine.
Yeah, and he was trained
Who
by a
would've
guy in
thunk?
aviator shades.
Oh, weird. I guess he's ambidextrous. Says he writes left-handed but shoots a gun or performs other actions with his right hand. Wild.
Oh, well,
All right.
I'm the opposite. I am very, very strongly right-handed, but I shoot left-handed because of the way I have to sight to aim. If I
What the?
say again,
Sorry, go on. Go on.
yeah,
Go on. Keep
if
going.
I'm holding with my right hand, and I cannot close my left eye by itself, so I'm closing the right eye, and I'm cocked off to one side, so I have to shoot left-handed such that I can sight down the barrel.
Okay, there's a couple of really interesting tidbits in here. It seems that he was one of the actors considered for the role of Wolverine in
Mhm.
X-Men. I had no idea. And it also says here, and this one's just wacky, for a Halloween party as a teenager, Keanu once wore the bunny costume his mother, Patricia Taylor, had designed for Dolly Parton's 1978 Playboy magazine cover.
Oops.
Oh
Now,
my.
here's another one. He was considered for the role of Johnny Rico in Starship Troopers. That would have made it a much more interesting movie, I think. I'd never even heard of Casper Van Dien when that movie came out. I think in that role, Keanu, I'm picturing it now. I think that would have been really good.
Wait a minute. Hold on. My mind is trying to mentally backspace there.
Mhm.
He wore a Playboy bunny's bunny outfit.
Yes.
That was
Right.
why?
Halloween.
It was Halloween, dude.
I did not know Keanu Reeves was going to play also as a cross-dresser.
It was Halloween, dude.
I know many men who have dressed up in women's dresses for Halloween. was a
The
thing
old
when we were
saying
growing up.
goes, Halloween is the cross-dresser's favorite holiday.
Yep.
Halloween is also known as Let Your Freak Flag Fly Day.
Well, why not?
I mean,
Unfortunately, though, I can't seem to find any imagery of like there's no family photo of Keanu in the outfit. There is a photo of him sort of like pointing over his shoulder at the Playboy cover with Dolly Parton on it. But he's obviously being interviewed, but you don't actually see the picture.
Good. I don't think I could handle that kind of mental scarring.
oh,
I don't know. I'd be used to fuck to see it.
Yeah, I think it'd be funny.
Yeah.
I'd like to know what thought process ran through his mind to say, you know what? This would be a good idea for Halloween.
Well, excuse
why
me,
not?
but speaking as somebody who wishes that she was simply a cross-dresser, I can tell you.
No offense, Diana. It's just, I wouldn't picture Keanu as into that. I mean, I'm not trying to be offensive.
Why not? It's very, it's more
it was a
common.
Halloween costume, dude.
It was a joke talent.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
there's the joke
Good
level.
God.
And let's suppose it wasn't so.
So
I mean,
what?
hell, here's an episode of How I Met Your Mother where Marshall and Lily are dressed as Sonny and Cher, but gender flipped.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Halloween thing. I mean, people do that stuff, and it's not like, oh, that makes you LGBT. No, it makes me someone who wore a costume.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna ignore that because
Okay.
Oh,
I do not want to
Whatever.
subject my
Okay,
consciousness
Let
to
it go.
that.
Okay.
Let it go. I'm gonna go. My mouth is starting to hurt again, so I will see you all later.
well, you be good and have
I'm
fun.
gonna withhold jokes about why your mouth is
Yeah,
hurting. I'll just
my
be.
teeth. It's just my teeth are starting to throb really bad. So
You
it's
should have it
hard to-
removed.
I will, but I don't have the money right now, so I
Well,
have to wait.
I know a
until-
DIY solution, but you're not gonna like it.
No, that's okay. Thank you. That's okay. I'd rather have it professionally done than
Can't
risk
blame you there.
destroying my jaw. Yeah.
Then get out the hammer yourself and just
No,
1, 2,
that's
3,
okay.
bang.
No. Oh, God, that makes me hurt even thinking about it. So, I will
Mm.
see you all later. Have a good night.
Okay,
Take care.
honey, you be good.
Catch you like a
Yep,
plague.
will do. Bye bye.
Okay. Yeah, Von Rick says oddly cross-dressers are mainly hetero. I don't know if it's to be considered odd or not, really. I knew that, yeah, by far, cross-dressers are usually hetero males. But I don't get the psychology of it, even though I've been there. I guess the origin of the psychology of it, I don't get.
I don't understand it either, really.
Wow. I love some of these quotes from Keanu. One of them, he goes, "I'm a meathead, man. You got smart people and you've got dumb people. I just happen to be dumb." I'm like, hey, if you're willing to admit that shit, hey. But then, I mean, he gives an example of being dumb. Like, what would happen if you melted? You never really hear this talked about much, but spontaneous combustion, it exists. People burn from within. Sometimes they'll be in a wooden chair and the chair won't burn, but there'll be nothing left of the person. Sometimes it's his teeth or the heart. No one speaks about this, but it's for real. Wow, Keanu. You're into some woo there, fella.
Yeah.
But there's also a whole quote about his experiences with drugs, so maybe it makes more sense.
All right, that explains a lot.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest that spontaneous combustion is actually a proven thing. It's probably not.
Oh, this is great. Here comes 40. I'm filling my age and I've ordered the Ferrari. I'm going to get the whole midlife crisis package. That's
Okay,
great. When asked if he had any fears, he says, "I used to have nightmares that they would put he played Ted on my tombstone." I'd be more worried about he played Neo than Ted.
Hey, what's wrong with playing Neo? I'd love to be able to stop bullets with my hands.
And now we know what's wrong with Neo.
What? Stopping bullets with my hands?
No. Man. Okay. Well, I mean, here we've got him talking about River Phoenix, which is weird because he sort of contradicts himself with his first and last sentence. But he says you can't blame Hollywood for what happened to River. Kids are doing drugs everywhere in the world. He had his own very personal problems I will never discuss with the press. They're just way too personal. River had a self-destructive side to his personality. He was angry and hurt that he couldn't have a private life once he became famous. He just couldn't deal with having his private life on the front page all the time. So I mean, like, okay, you can't blame Hollywood for what happened to him, but he couldn't deal with his private life being on the front page all the time. I mean, you kind of can blame Hollywood for that. But still, I mean...
No, I wouldn't so much blame Hollywood as I'd blame the paparazzi.
Close enough. I mean, they're part of the whole thing, really. You don't have the one without the other, at least as far as this, like, entertainment is concerned. But regardless, I don't know. It makes me very curious about River Phoenix because he's been in a lot of movies I liked, a lot of movies I hated, but a lot of movies I liked too.
Give me if I've never heard of River Phoenix.
Okay, well, you know who Joaquin Phoenix is? Okay, he's the guy who played Joker in Joker.
Oh, no.
Well, guess who his older brother was?
River?
Uh-huh. Yep. He's probably best known for My Own Private Idaho and Stand By Me and my own personal favorite, Explorers. But he was in a lot of stuff before he died.
I don't remember him.
Well, that's okay.
I don't think I've ever seen a movie with him in it.
Well, you may have and don't realize it, but okay. Then again, there's a very good chance that he died before you were born. When were you born?
1996.
No,
Jesus Christ.
Actually, yeah. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm not sure when he died now that I think about it, but you're cutting it close there. I think he died in the early 90s. 93. Yeah, I hadn't yet graduated high school.
You can make me feel old now, Tornado.
I don't think he has to.
96 was the year I graduated uni the second time around.
Oh, forgive me for making you feel old. Jeez. I didn't mean to.
Can't believe they cast him in Dracula, though. That was just so terrible, the way he played that role. I mean, he wasn't Dracula himself, but it was still terrible the way he played it.
Who, Keanu or River?
Keanu.
I want to suck your blood.
Well, I mean, he was not actually playing Dracula. Again, just saying. But like Dracula, oh gosh, who played him? It was someone famous, and I'm blanking so hard. Gary Oldman. That's it.
Wait a minute. Are we talking Lord Shen, Gary Oldman?
I don't know what Lord Shen is.
From Kung Fu Panda 2!
Yeah, I never watched that. But apparently, yes, says here Shen. I forgot that Anthony Hopkins was in this playing Van Helsing.
I guess he had Dracula's liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Carrie Elways was in that. Huh. I may have to track this down again. I may remember it being terrible, but and also like Gary Oldman had this hair that probably made Princess Leia go, "Ooh, I gotta try that."
I gotta hear that again.
Well, I mean, like, okay, where's a good picture of? There we go. Copy in, and then present now, and that bad boy, and go.
Moo.
Tell me that's not Princess Leia hair.
I got a point.
Princess Leia goes, I want to try that. How'd you say it?
It would make Princess Leia go, "Ooh, I gotta try that." Go for like more New York Italian than whatever it was you were doing. I gotta try that over there. I gotta try that. One of those. But anyway, yeah, like I said, Gary Oldman playing Dracula, he had some weapons grade hair.
Yeah, I bet he did.
But the problem is that Keanu in that movie, he was basically playing. If Ted was trying really hard to get people to take him seriously, that's what he was playing in Dracula. Oh.
So he was playing the dark-haired guy who was trying to be serious.
Here's the one that makes me lose a little respect for him. He goes, "Sure, I believe in God and the devil, but they don't have pitchforks and a long white beard." Okay, Keanu, whatever you say.
How's about this? Yo, man, you gotta take me seriously. I'm like radical evil, man.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I just had to do it.
Oh, pretty. Oh, my word.
What?
Give me half a second here. This is just so pretty. It really, 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 really is.
What is that, broccoli?
Nothing like it.
Brussels sprouts. It's Brussels sprouts, isn't it?
Yep.
All right.
Looks like I'm getting a call. I'm gonna have to leave. See ya, guys.
Okay,
Later.
well, take care, hon.
Will do. Bye.
I cannot get enough Brussels sprouts. I simply cannot get enough of them.
Yeah, well, okay.
Oh.
I don't really get the appeal. I really don't. They taste kind of funky compared to other vegetables. They're more or less too big to really just fit in your mouth at once, but they're not really configured well to cut. So, I mean, really.
Okay. Well, I've got a big mouth, so I can fit more of them into my mouth than most people can. But it usually does take a little bit of coordination to cut one in half. Yes.
Well, okay, there's another paragraph long quote, but I only like the first two sentences of it particularly well. He goes, "As a kid, I didn't dream of becoming a movie star. No, I dreamt of traveling to distant planets and flying machines." I could probably be friends with a fellow like that.
Okay then. Move beef.
Hmm.
Oh, this is interesting. I just noticed in my Twitter feed this was 3 hours ago, but Bad Tempered Badger had put out going live. Come and join me for a little chat about the environmental benefits and conservation of England's hedgerows. That sounds like something that could be interesting.
Sorry, say that again. I went down a rabbit hole. What was that?
Bad Tempered Badger 3 hours ago put up going live. Come and join me for a little chat about the environmental benefits and conservation of England's hedgerows. It sounds like something that could be interesting.
Okay, the last couple of words there, either they're garbled or I didn't hear them or you're pronouncing things funky again. Say them slowly, please, the last couple of words.
Yeah, conservation of England's hedgerows.
All right, what the heck's a hedgerows?
It's a row of hedges. No, I'm not being snarky.
Okay,
Um,
and that's good because Snarky's a complete and total bitch, but whatever.
yeah, it's. Let me see if I can find a decent picture of what they look like.
Well, I mean, I know what a hedgerow is. It's just I thought there was something. Well, for starters, I thought you said England's hedge rose, like as in a rose that grows on hedges, rather than rows of hedges. If you see the difference.
Dabrozhnia, yes.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm trying to remember the line out of the Led Zeppelin thing about hedgerows.
Hmm.
Cannot remember exactly how it goes.
And apparently, he like ended up getting hooked on cigarettes while making a movie where he had to smoke them. He's like, "Fuck, I hate this. I want to quit, but I can't."
Eek.
And
That's one of the smartest things I ever did. But in a life full of bad decisions, I actually quit smoking. That was a good thing.
hmm. Man, he and I have a very similar attitude towards money too. It's like money doesn't mean anything to me. I've made a lot of money, but I want to enjoy life and not stress myself building my bank account. I give lots away and live simply, mostly out of a suitcase in hotels. We all know that good health is much more important. I mean, honestly, like, yeah. I mean, I've talked before about how much I don't really care much about money except as a means to an end to help you do things you otherwise couldn't without it.
Mm.
You know, I mean, Keanu sounds like a bit of a weirdo in certain respects, like a little too much woo going on, but he also sounds like a really nice guy.
Oh, that looks like fun.
What does?
Mage Grey Wolf says, I stir fry Brussels sprouts with a mix of hemp oil, sesame oil, and garlic.
Well, I'll tell you what, swap out those Brussels sprouts for other vegetables. How about some broccoli, maybe, and I'm in.
Okay, I've never cooked with hemp oil.
I'm not really sure what that would do to it. I know that, well, let's put it this way. Marijuana does not taste good. That's just all there is to it. It really
Oh,
doesn't.
right. I'm with you.
You know, and I'm sure hemp is not the same. Like hemp oil is not the same thing, but who knows?
It's got to be a large part of it.
I don't. Hell, maybe it tastes better after you cook it. Then again, people smoke it and it tastes like crap. So,
Mm. But
you know what I wonder?
Hmm.
Because like there is an article I see right here about how you can't push a party left while defending their every move, and it talks about donors and everything, and about how big donor money is always toxic. There's no good big donor money.
Right.
I the only one of the few reasons I'd ever want to be a politician is to run and definitely have a platform, like a very obvious and explicit platform. Take all of the donor money. I mean, take all of it, and then govern like I said I would anyway. And if the donors start going, what the hell, dude? We gave you all this money. We expect this, that, or the other thing. And be like, hey, you donated to me. You know what my platform was, right? If you didn't want to support what I stood for, you shouldn't have given me any money. Huh.
Mm.
You know, because they probably figure it works the other way around, that you take their money and now you're beholden to them. And it's like, no, fuck off. I don't know if Washington would know how to deal with that. I don't know if Washington has the gear in their brain that can cope with someone who says, no, I'm not beholden to my donors unless they're citizens, ordinary citizens. You know, the corporations, they want to support me, they have to support my platform, not if they want to support me, they do it to get shit out of me. I don't know if Washington would even be able to parse the idea, never mind deal with it.
Well, I mean, it sounds a bit Sanders-esque, and if I remember correctly, if you want to call it the Washington establishment, doesn't like him very much.
Well, true, but my idea was that it would be well, a con. It basically I'd be like letting all of those big donors think they have me under their thumb, and boy, do they ever not. But you know, so it's like I'm the people I'm screwing over, are the people screwing over all of you.
Well, the thing is, I don't know if they'd allow that to happen. I mean, you've told the story, I think, where as a young man, Biden wanted to be bought, and the people were telling him, well, let's wait until you've been in Washington for a while. And
Yes, well, that's why this is a daydream, dear.
yeah, it's. I guess they want to know that they're going to have an ROI before they throw money at you.
Yeah, but I mean, again, my point is that it's something I'd love to do, not something I think is possible.
Oh, indeed, indeed. I think of similar things. Something I would love to be able to do is to run as a fascist and then govern as a progressive.
Yeah, that is the kind of slow burn, flash mobby kind of thing I wouldn't mind doing too.
Mm-hmm. And then,
And the only thing is, I don't know if you could gain the kind of traction without sort of, I hate to say losing your soul, but that's metaphorically the kind of thing I mean. Because a lot of people pretend to be something and end up becoming the thing they pretend to be.
yes.
Even though they had plans to be something like, what the hell's that one guy's name? Is it Dave Rubin, I think, or is it Jake Tapper? It's one of those guys where like he started out as sort of a liberal pundit kind of guy, and then like I guess one little thing happened where like he got a little bit right wing and people went, oh, and he went, oh, so to be popular I do that, huh? And he kept doing it,
Sounds like
and then
Ruben to
eventually
me.
he just sort of digested it, and yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like Ruben
So
to me.
right. So I would not want to do the whole let me try to run as a fascist thing, um, because to build up the kind of support you'd need, you'd probably have to seem like you mean it.
Well, there was the
And if you
thing,
start acting like you mean it, you might start becoming it.
and not only that, but what would always come to my mind was that you'd have to prove yourself.
Right.
You would have to govern as a fascist in order to be accepted as a fascist, and that's exactly what I did not want to do. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd need the fascist equivalent of that teardrop they give to gang members when they've killed someone.
Yes, yes.
Do fascists have an equivalent of that?
You see, I know to knowing, but I almost wouldn't doubt it.
It's probably something you have to hide under your clothing, though.
Mm.
I don't know. I was a little like weirded out. You know the Proud Boys, right?
Yes.
And they're pretty explicitly like, kind of fascisty Nazi-esque
Oh yeah.
kind of
Oh yeah.
guys. And I was sitting there like watching an interview or a rally or something with one of the guys or two of the guys or something. And they like kissed on camera. And I'm sitting there going, I thought you Nazi types were really homophobic. What the fuck? And apparently they're not. Like the Proud Boys are not homophobic. They're evil in just about every other way, but not homophobic apparently.
Okay.
I know, is that weird? It's hard to digest that.
It is definitely. I mean, as far as I know, the politicians, for example, who are on the surface anti-gay, but are closeted, keep their gayness closeted as part of their persona. They don't go kissing on camera.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you remember, I totally forget the name of the guy, but there was this big scandal a while back where some guy had been in like a bathroom stall where it was like a bathroom where gay men frequently met. And if you tap your foot in a certain way, it lets them know that you're ready that you're looking. And there was some bigwig politician who was like well into middle age, who had been caught there. And there was this like gigantic scandal.
It sounds
You don't
familiar.
remember?
I don't remember the
Yeah.
name, but it does sound familiar.
Let me see. I do not remember the name of the guy, so I'm just typing in like gay bathroom foot tap scandal. Larry Craig. There we go. It's Larry Craig. Let's see. Yeah, so the Larry Craig scandal was an incident that began on June 11, 2007, the arrest of Craig, who at the time was a Republican United States Senator from Idaho, for lewd conduct in a men's restroom at the Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport. Craig later entered a guilty plea to a lesser charge of disorderly conduct on August 8th. I'm assuming this is the one with the foot tapping. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure this is the guy.
Sounds right.
Oh, right, the wide stance. That's right. Do you remember that? The whole thing, like according to the arrest report prepared by Sergeant Dave Karsnia, I guess, Craig stated he had a wide stance when going to the bathroom and that his foot may have touched mine. Oh, so it was an undercover officer, I guess, who caught him?
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, I remember that was a big thing. They said it on the news constantly that he had a wide stance at like the urinal or some shit. I don't know.
I am not well versed in any of this signaling stuff, so I'm probably not the person you want to ask about it.
Well, regardless, it's something I vaguely remember, and it's something that was brought to mind by the previous conversation, the prior bits of convo. Apparently, gay men alleged sexual contact with the guy. It says here in December of 2007, 8 gay men came forward to the Idaho Statesman newspaper alleging either sexual encounters with Craig or attempts by Craig to engage in sexual encounters. 4 of the men gave the newspaper graphic, recorded details of their alleged sexual encounters. One of the 4 was Mike Jones, the male escort who in November 2006 had been involved in a sex and methamphetamine scandal with, wait for it, Ted Haggard. Yes. So, yeah. And as we all know, Ted Haggard is completely heterosexual.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, the interesting thing is, though, I have looked at material regarding this sort of thing, and I can actually believe that a reasonable number of men who are caught in compromising positions, shall we say, and claim that they are completely straight are telling the truth. Because there's something known as, I think it's facultative homosexuality, where you haven't had any in a hell of a long time, so you take what you can get, that sort of thing.
Well, I didn't really explain all those incels who were whinging about the women that won't sleep with them, but okay.
Yeah, I get. Well, it's not universal, but I guess it. What I saw in reading of these things is that frequently happens in prisons.
Oh, well, that doesn't shock me. I've never understood the what like people say, don't bend down for the soap or whatever. And I'm like, why wouldn't you just squat for the soap
Yeah,
if you need so that I drop the soap, I'm not going to bend over for it. I'm going to bend my knees rather than at the waist. I don't know. I mean,
and it seems to me that that would be a more stable way to do it. Bending over at the waist in a slippery shower floor and everything else. Wouldn't you risk damaging yourself? I mean, other than getting taken from behind.
how would you end up damaging yourself by bending over? That I mean, unless the floor was not merely wet but covered in Teflon, I don't think you're going to hurt yourself just by bending at the waist.
Okay, okay.
I mean, unless you're much less coordinated than I suppose.
I was never known for being coordinated, but that's another story entirely. Uh,
But I mean, yeah, it's just it seems simple enough logic. Like, well, if doing X puts me in a compromising position and I can accomplish A by doing Y instead, I don't know. But then a lot of people are really terrible with logic and reason and all of that stuff. You may have noticed. I was arguing with someone not too long ago about Cyberpunk 2077. In fact, it was last night, where apparently some people doing early review had managed to finish the game in like 20 hours or something. And a bunch of people were going, oh man, it's such a short game. And I'm sitting there going, dude, you paid $60 for this fucker and you're getting 20 hours of enjoyment out of it. That you would need to pay like to get 20 hours of enjoyment from movies would cost a lot more, given what a movie theater ticket costs these days. And so, and this was 20 hours just doing the main quest, not even doing the side content. You're going to get hundreds of hours out of this game, and you're bitching that like what you think $60 isn't worth it. And I did all the math and I laid it out and I said, so what part of this progression aren't you getting? And this one guy was like, look, this isn't how you can measure whether or not people enjoy the game. And I'm like, dude, I very specifically said you're getting your money's worth in terms of time for money spent. And he could not let it go. He could not stop saying, look, you can't measure enjoyment, it's 100% subjective, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, because I'm not talking about enjoyment, anyway. But yeah, so people are not known for logic is my point.
Okay, now this is an interesting little thing here. How do you know these things, Lone Wanderer? Uh, Back from 9:39 p.m. The comment is, the other one is if you slide your foot into someone else's stall, it means you're looking.
Maybe that's the foot tapping I was thinking of, but whatever. I mean, I just remember those words like foot tap being used as part of the report or something, or maybe it was a completely other scandal. I don't know, but yeah.
Moo. Easy at my not too knowing.
Yeah. Ugh. Well, I've got another shot rendering right now. It's actually shot number 82. I don't really feel like working on another one, especially since another one would probably require editing some dialogue. In fact, recording dialogue, because the next line is mine, and I'm the only one whose lines aren't complete because I'm doing them on the fly. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out ways to waste time where I don't notice its passage until tomorrow when I can fucking play that game finally.
There you go.
It's that whole subjective passage of time feels like forever problem.
Yeah.
So such a pesky thing, the experience of time.
Yeah, it all depends on how fast you're going and the direction you're going. Yep.
No, it doesn't. It depends on how long it feels like things are taking. Like, it doesn't matter how much time has actually passed. The experience of it is not pleasant when you've been anticipating something for multiple years.
Yes.
I mean, this game was supposed to be out in April, for fuck's sake, and they started working on it in 2013. They delayed it until October, then they delayed it again until November, then again until a different part of November, and then finally, December, well, 9th in this time zone, but 10th in Europe. So,
Oh my, oh my, oh my.
this most recent delay, they said the game was finished and ready to go, but only for PC, and they wanted to release it at the same time for everybody, and so they made us PC players wait so they could get the game ready for the console jockeys. And I'm just like, really, dude? Come on, I want to play now. Oh well.
Oh well, with any degree of luck, it'll be all over tomorrow unless something happens and they change their mind in an hour before it's supposed to be released. They say, okay, we're going to wait until June.
And don't for a minute think that there aren't people on the forums already saying that's about to happen.
I can believe it.
Seriously, forums are lousy with people going, yeah, they're faking us out, but I don't know. I was able to preload the game onto my gaming machine, so if they're faking us out, it's like 50 something gigs of elaborate gotcha.
Oh my.
Well,
That is amazing,
that would
though.
be one hell of a gotcha, though, if they did that.
Yeah, wouldn't it? But that is amazing, though, when you're looking at 50 or so gigs and you're looking at 10 or 11 DVDs full of, ones and zeros. That's a lot of space.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I was reading Neuromancer by William Gibson in prep for the game, obviously, even though it's not the same franchise. And they were talking about like how much space a certain file was using, and they were talking about like 2-3 megabytes as if it was this amazingly huge amount of hard drive space or whatever. I'm like, it was back then, but now it seems so like pathetically small. It
Yes.
is like a couple of megabytes is what, 2-3 JPEGs?
Pretty much.
I mean, it's crazy. It's kind of like, and I've probably mentioned this before. There's this sort of comedy sci-fi series called Fool's Company, and it's spelled Phule because the main character is named Willard Fool, and his father owns foolproof munitions. You see.
Okay.
And he decides to join the military and blah 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 blah. The point is, or the plot isn't all that important to the story. One of the bits of technology that they describe is something called a portabrain. And from the description, they're essentially talking about like a notebook or tablet computer. It's like this handheld device that can access all of the information that humanity has ever had. And you can use it to purchase anything and this, that, and the other thing. So I mean, it sounds, sort of like a cell phone, but from the physical description, more like a notebook or a tablet. And then they say this device, this handy device that can do so much, costs like as much as the revenue of like several small planets, and Willard Fool owns 2 of them. But then like you look at today, and you're like, yeah, I could buy one of those for like $30-$40 if I had to. So maybe you got that one wrong.
Okay, wait. Fool's series is written by Robert Asprin.
Did I not say that? Or did I say it was someone else?
I don't know.
Maybe you thought I meant it was written by William Gibson because I said Neuromancer before Von Rick. I don't know, but um, regardless, yeah. I actually liked some of his non-comedy stuff better. Like the Bug Wars was a lot of fun. It was like imagine if Starship Troopers had lizards instead of humans,
Okay.
but not the movie Starship Troopers, the book Starship Troopers. And really only the battle scenes, less of the philosophy, although that does come into it a little bit.
Okay then.
Eh, I enjoyed it. That's all I'm saying. Also, it's all that matters. Mwahaha.
Okay, yeah, I'm trying to remember exactly what you were referring to, Von Rick, when you said you download all of it in about 30 minutes. I can
Uh,
remember. I can.
I'm assuming the video games that we're talking about, the like. Also, there's going to be a day one patch that fixes a whole bunch of errors people have been seeing. So even when the game starts, like when it unlocks, there's still going to be some downloading to do.
But gods, I can remember years and years and years ago. I was downloading a trial version of a Macroshaft developer suite. Thing was, if memory serves me, 20 meg, and it took me a couple of weeks to download the whole damn thing.
When was this?
Oh, this was maybe 1997?
Okay, yeah, that would have taken some downloading. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, Microsoft is sort of known for their bloatware, so it makes sense, but still, it's not good.
Yeah, this they called it MSDN, Microsoft Developer Network. It was basically an IDE, an integrated development environment. Definitely was not worth the download time.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I've heard of um this thing, but I've never actually used it because I'm not that kind of developer. So
Mm. And
yeah.
definitely something that was not worth anything was paying something over $100 for a cut down version of a C compiler from Microsoft back in '96 or '97, something like that.
Hmm.
Um, Definitely not worth the money paid for it.
Well, it's kind of sad if something is not worth the money and it was free.
Well, that too.
I mean,
Well,
I've been there.
that's definitely not GCC. GCC is free and it's a damn good compiler.
Okay.
Someday I'll get
But
back.
haven't I haven't programmed since the 90s, and I was using like Basic and Pascal, and that was about it. So
Okay then.
really no diddly and squat about C. I'm sure a lot of the skills or techniques are transferable,
Oh, of
but
course.
but probably not super easily. There'd probably be a lot to unlearn.
Well, the whole methodology transfers over relatively easily. It's you have to learn an entirely new syntax, yes, but it can be done. I mean, I still go to my reference texts very, very often because I don't quite remember how to do some certain thing or something like that. And it's one of the reasons I keep the books in print.
Well, it's also one of the reasons why, like, when Quinn Redshift is done, I might try my hand at some, like, making a video game. Maybe that Abductions and Dragons thing I was talking about a while back. I originally wanted to do that as a card game, but honestly, I'm having a hard time coming up with good rules for it, where as a computer game, it'd be a lot easier. But the thing is that there's a lot of engines out there, video game engines, where the coding is all drag and drop, or you can type it in. There's also a text interface, but it's still drag and drop if you want it to be. So you don't actually need to know how to code necessarily to make the game.
Okay.
You know, and I mean, I know enough about coding that if the drag and drop started to be a problem, I could probably fake my way through it if I had to. But, you know, at least the drag and drop would be there to be able to, if nothing else, find the command you're looking for. So you can go, that's what that shit's called. Now back to the text editor.
Yeah.
You know, because there have been a lot of times with a lot of programs, especially art making programs or whatever, you know, toolkits to make stuff, where they give things names I never would.
Okay.
You know, so it's like I'm trying to perform this function or that function or the other function. I can't fucking find it. And then it turns out that they gave it a name that is so counterintuitive. In a million years, I could have looked at that option, the button with the label on it, over and over and over and never known that's what it did, simply because of what they named it.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, and it doesn't help, like 3ds Max. When you're animating a character, you use sort of a built-in skeletal structure, or at least you can. It's one of the options called biped. And there have been a number of times where when you're setting footstep keys, you want either a planted key or a sliding key or a free key. And each of those do different things. Like a planted key will make the foot stay where it is no matter how you move the rest of the character, unless you move it so far that the bones can't cope with it. And then it's like you're dragging the foot behind you. The problem is they've gotten the names of sliding key and planted key reversed. When you mouse over them, when you hover over them and look at what this one or the other one is called, they're called the wrong thing for what they do. And it turns out that this was indeed an error and not just a weird naming convention thing, because they fixed it in later versions. But for years, I kept going, why doesn't the planted key fucking work? For years. And then I figured it out.
Moo.
Yeah. And Mage, there's already a couple of space colony sim games, like Surviving Mars, for example, is actually a surprising amount of fun. It is basically Sin City, or even like a little bit, let's say 75% Sim City and 25% The Sims. And it's set on Mars, obviously. So, I mean, there's that. I'd rather try to make this Abductions and Dragons thing I've been talking about. Hell, it might make an interesting animation, but I'd rather make it into a game because I haven't done that yet. At least not on my own. I have worked in the industry, but still.
Mm. God,
I'm just saying.
Been a long time, a very, very, very long time since I've drawn a paycheck doing that sort of stuff, and I almost forget what it's like anymore.
Well, and it's probably changed a lot too.
Oh, absolutely.
And it also probably depends on the size of the company / studio you're working for.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I was working at Zombie back in Seattle, there was like 15 of us, tops 15 of us. But you look at the folks who are making Cyberpunk 2077, and they've got literal dozens, probably more than 24 people working on this game. So, you know, of course, we weren't making a AAA title at Zombie, so that might make a difference. We were a very small studio, but, well, what can you do?
Oh.
I mean, the point is that the experience of working on a game dev team is probably pretty different depending on the size of the company. That's all.
Yeah. and I mostly, well, almost entirely worked with small companies. There was one company that could not be described as small. That was it.
Could not be described as small, and that was it.
Yeah,
Oh, you mean that okay, you're referring to
yeah. I mean, the
there
way you
was
were
only one
talking.
big company you worked for, is what you're saying.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Um, yeah, I don't know. I guess the experience of working for a big company, like I've never done it, at least not in a developer capacity. So I don't know. I imagine it's got to be pretty different. I wonder about like the champagne cork popping parties they're having right now for having completed the game.
Yeah, there you go. Those I remember. The one little place I worked for, you'd always have a champagne party at rollout, and
Now,
that was fun.
well, for a good long time, like when I was working at Zombie, I was actually not drinking. I'd never had alcohol yet, and so I did not partake. And now I kind of miss it. Like I feel like I cheated myself out of an experience that most people have in their 20s of going out and partying and getting smashed. I didn't get drunk till I was 25, so I don't
Oh,
know.
okay. Yeah, we didn't get smashed because this was on the clock, but yeah, we did have the actual fifths of champagne, blow a cork and pour it around, and toast the rollout.
Well, I didn't mean getting smashed at the release party. I meant just getting smashed in my 20s.
There
Like
you
I
go.
should have I should have partied more in college.
Okay, okay.
You
I
know.
partied a little too much that first time around in college.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, the funny thing is, like me and a bunch of my high school friends, we'd said, yeah, we're just gonna stay sober, I guess. Why not? And then when I got back from college the first year and went and saw my friends, I was like, wait a minute, I'm the only one who kept the pact we all made. Fuck all of you. But then even then, I did not get drunk until I was 25 anyway. So whatever. I don't even know why we decided not to, right? Why we decided to basically be teetotalers. I don't know why we decided that. I guess we were young and idealistic or some shit. I don't know.
Okay, maybe.
Well,
And then, well, there was the period where it was fashionable to be good and pure and all that sort of thing. So, did this fall during that period?
none of us were good and pure or any of that shit.
Oh, okay.
This was specifically about substances. In every other way, we were pretty depraved.
Okay then.
And I don't know. I mean, I guess some small part of me was like, what if I do get addicted? I don't wanna.
Mm.
I mean, that was foolish then because I realized I just don't seem to have an addictive personality, but at the time I was a little worried about it.
Okay then.
Well, what did
Yeah.
I know? I'd never been drunk before. I didn't know whether it would affect me this way, that way, or the other way.
Right. The
Oh.
it's interesting when I think back. I mean, there was a period where I was a pretty heavy drinker, and then I wasn't, and part of that may have had something to do with the divorce. Because yeah, once I was divorced, I wasn't drinking anymore.
Sometimes I've thought it'd be fun to come up with like sort of backhanded compliments where it's like, if someone says, "Oh, say something nice about me," and it's like, no one can hold their liquor quite like you can. It's like,
Okay.
wait a minute. So you're saying I'm a drunk, are you? That kind of thing where it's like or one of those things where it's like, on most people, an overbite is just off-putting, but on you it works. You know, I mean that's rude as fuck, but that's part of the appeal.
Moo.
I don't know. Ugh, those Funyuns at the beginning of the show were not enough. I might have to go get food soon.
Okay, I can imagine how that would work. Um, yeah, I'm not doing too badly today. I mean, I had a quarter of a chicken pot pie at.
That doesn't tell us anything. How big is the pan?
Oh, I made a 9-inch pie.
Okay.
Yeah, and because I was up for a little bit while the sun was up, and then I went back to bed. But so it was at about 7 a.m. or something like that. I had a quarter of that pie for breakfast. I wasn't going to have a quarter of the pie, but I was feeling a little bit hungry, so I did.
Hmm.
And then it's difficult for me to get enough pot pie.
Well, that's strange to me because pot isn't an addictive substance. So,
But with my thing here is it's the poultry pot pies that I can't get enough of. The beef pot pie, not as much.
I don't think I've ever encountered a pot pie that wasn't poultry.
Okay, because there's the company called Banquet.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I remember them doing pot pies with beef, or what
Okay.
passed for beef, coming out of their,
Well, sure.
yeah, one of those deals.
You ever like pop the lid on some canned meat and like instantly you go, "Why does this smell like spam?"
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Mm. Mm. Oh, and what's worse though is when you pop it and you go, "Why does this smell like cat food?"
Oh my word, that's there's the product that's called potted meat, if you're familiar with it.
I'm really not, but I imagine it's vaguely spam-esque.
Yeah, vaguely, very vaguely. It's somewhere on a line between spam and cat food, closer to cat food. Um, and yeah, that's stuff. I just won't. I won't eat that stuff. I mean, I'd have to be really, really hungry before I'd eat
Well,
that.
I actually once in high school, like I'd watched a shit ton of Monty Python and said, finally, okay, I'm curious. Let's see about this spam stuff and what the big deal is. And I got some, opened it up. Sure enough, smelled for all the world like cat food. And so I was like, I'm not eating this. It smells gross. And I put a little in the cat's bowl and got a look like, yeah, I'm not eating this either. What the hell's wrong with me?
Yeah, there you are. Um,
So,
I mean, to
I
my
mean,
yay. No, to my palate, this stuff's not quite as bad if it's fried.
I tried that too, and it was still unpleasant. I mean, it wasn't as bad, but it wasn't good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
Or the other one, I can eat bologna if it's fried.
Bologna.
Yes, definitely bologna.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, but my word, I remember when this stuff was actually cheap. I mean, you could get a pound of bologna for 75 cents. Now I think
Sorry,
it's
rewind. You get a pound of what now?
a pound of bologna. Bologna.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
You know,
75.
I honestly don't know anyone who actually says bologna and means it.
Okay.
Or do I now? Because I've never heard anyone not say bologna when they were being serious. I've only heard people say bologna when they were kidding.
Oh, okay, because I don't speak the word very often, so I framed it in my mind and I saw it printed in my mind and I read what I saw. And yeah, it was like the Italian city, the Bologna.
Hmm. Well, I've still never heard anyone say that and mean it, I guess, until now.
Okay. Yeah,
Uh,
Vonric,
I mean,
spam
we
is very
all
big.
have the My Bologna song based on My Sharona. That's
There
like,
you go.
oh yeah, spam in Hawaii because the military guys brought it with them.
Right. My understanding is that throughout Polynesia, spam is a big thing.
Hmm. Well, they do eat a fair amount of pork down there, don't they?
Yeah, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. I've never actually been in the presence of one of those roasted pigs with the apple in its mouth. Like,
Neither have
it's just
I.
never happened.
Yeah, neither have I. The,
Weird how that is.
the closest I've ever come to anything like that is dissecting a fetal pig in freshman bio.
It's not that close.
Right.
I
Oh,
mean,
so
unless you,
okay,
unless
Mage has willingly eaten
you,
crickets.
what?
Um, Mage says, I have had no desire to try spam. This coming from someone who has willingly eaten crickets.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat crickets. I
Um,
mean, I just find the idea of eating insects kind of off-putting.
okay. I know I saw the video that Aaron made when he fried up crickets and ate them.
Okay.
And I'm looking at it and I'm saying, maybe I would try it just to know.
Yeah,
Maybe.
that's knowledge I don't feel the need to need, or I don't feel a need for that knowledge.
Hmm. I was thinking I would be more likely to try crickets than I would be to try mealworms.
Well, I'm not trying anything on that part of the animal kingdom. It's like I would say it's because they have too many legs, but I willingly eat crab legs. Um, they look like something that like if it was 5 times bigger and on another planet and trying to eat my face, it'd make one hell of a movie. It's one of those situations where it's like I don't want to eat something that looks like H.R. Giger could have come up with it.
Okay.
So there's that. Um,
Oh, Mage says the ones it had a sort of nutty flavor.
hmm. Well, you want to talk nutty? I saw recently footage of a starfish walking, and it's
Oh
one of the most
yeah,
bizarre things you'll ever say.
yeah. I think I saw probably the same one.
Could be.
The the five whatever you call those things were splayed out, and then you had the thousands of little legs going walk, 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 walk. Yeah.
Yep. Here's the thing, Von Rick. I mean, you say spam is basically just very salty pork. It tasted different to me when I fried it up. There was something different about it. It did not taste like it was just salty pork. There was some flavor that was like underneath it that I can't really reasonably identify, but there was something about it that made it gross.
I know.
Something extra above and beyond the ham taste. There was something else.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about, and I wish I could describe it to present it in words as well. Yeah,
It's probably
it's
like
a
a
very
preservative
distinctive
or
flavor.
something.
Hmm?
It's probably like a preservative or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Because well, basically with spam, it's whatever they cannot sell as what it's called.
Hmm. The same way they make hot dogs.
Yes, absolutely.
Spreadable lips, anuses, and teeth. Splat the yummy alterna meat. Gotta love it. Remember, if it spits, craps, or squirts, it's in there.
There you go.
Oh man, I should put one of the Grand Theft Auto games back on my system just to play it until tomorrow is 4 p.m. ish. Although I did just put Fallout 4 on the faster machine, and I didn't realize how much I'd been missing out. Oh my gosh, that game gets pretty when you have a high-end graphics card.
Oh, okay.
Tja. Oh, you have no idea. Like the shadows are so much crisper and more obvious and more dynamic, and there's just the lighting changes everything. It gives it a much creepier mood. It's so much better.
Oh yeah, Bonrick. Many sausages are made of beaks and assholes.
Mm.
Um, yeah, it's basically you can't market it as what it is because nobody will buy it or eat it. So you just grind it up and stuff it into a casing.
And you know when you open up like a thing of spam or wet cat food or whatever, and sometimes, but not always, there's that weird sort of snotty gelatinous, I
Yes,
assume, ring of
yes,
fat around the eye. I'm assuming that's fat, but
yeah,
whatever it is, ew.
yeah. Because it's definitely not like the layer of fat you'll find on a ham. It's slime, basically snot. Uh,
Uh-huh. But I mean, hell, for all I know, it's the meat equivalent of bubble wrap. I don't know what it is. I just know I don't want to eat it.
there you go. Yeah, I mean, there are some things that I'm less inclined to eat than other things. Um,
There
so,
are some things I'm less inclined to eat than other things. My ex, for example.
okay.
Well, it's difficult to resist the urge to throw in a reference to cunnilingus from time to time.
Yes.
You know, the opportunities are just there. If anyone ever says something sucks or blows, my brain is composing childish high school jokes.
Well, I mean, that's what it's all about, really. I mean, those are all references to Male Fellatio.
That's not what it's all about. The hokey pokey is what it's all about.
Okay, then. Da porожnie. Oh,
And
gods, I can remember the days when that shit used to be played at wedding receptions. Jesus Christ.
yeah, well, I haven't gone to too many of those. Although I gotta tell you, better the hokey pokey than the funky chicken. Or is that the one where they do the oh it's what's the one where everyone's lined up behind each other like it's a train or a snake dance or something, and there's this like the music, and at some point the music stops long enough for everyone to step forward in a kind of pattern.
I think maybe that might be the. I can kind of hear the music going on. That might have something to do with funky chickens because I can remember sort of
No,
a bork 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 thing going
it's
on.
not.
Yeah.
It's not the funky chicken is well actually it might be oh fuck. I don't know. Uh damn it. I don't know. I wish I knew. Oh well. I
Da
mean, because I
porожnie.
typed in wedding dances everybody hates, and I'm getting very few. Here we go. 60 songs not to play at a wedding in 2020. I assume these are popular songs, though, not like yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Should we include group dance songs at our wedding? Popular group dance songs played at many wedding receptions include, oh gosh, I'd forgotten about the Macarena, the chicken dance, and the hokey pokey. If you'd rather not do the electric slide one more time, then add group songs to your do not playlist. Yeah. I don't know. Well, okay, here's the thing, though, GeoSam. It's not just a conga line. I think Von Rick might be right. I think it might be the bunny hop.
Oh God, yeah. Oh Lord.
Let me see here. The bunny hop. And let's see. Well, do I want to look at a version of it from 1953? Let's see here. Yeah. Fast forward. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. Yep. It's the bunny hop.
Okay. And this is what I was thinking of instead of the funky chicken. It was the bunny hop that was on my mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Icky doo doo.
And also, I think I might be mixing up the chicken dance and the funky chicken. I think they might not be the same thing.
Okay then.
No, they are not bringing back Mad About You. Oh man, because I love that show, but reboots usually suck ass. Oh well. But I don't see. Let me try wedding scenes for Mad About You. I do not see it. Oh well. I'll break out the DVDs eventually. I just finished off The Big Bang Theory, and while I have watched Mad About You many times and only watched King of Queens once, now I'm kind of inspired to watch Mad About You again.
Okay.
Well, I like to have something on while I'm working on my animation shit, you know.
But yeah, when I see the Congo line, I think of the cartoon The Baseball Bugs.
Not familiar with it at all.
Where you've got Bugs Bunny is taking on a baseball team of big bruisers, and you've got them going around the base paths to the Congo line, the dun 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 bam, and they're all going around and around, scoring up like crazy.
Well, when you said bugs, I thought you literally meant insects. I did not realize that bunny was part of it.
Moo.
So, what do I want to eat?
Yes.
I need dinner. I could make another stir fry, I suppose. Oh, hey, actually,
Yes.
I've got some pork basting in char siu sauce, or rather marinating in char siu sauce.
Oh, wow.
And the other day, I did try to make the pork fried rice the proper way, the Chinese way, where you bake it instead of barbecue it. I don't know why the fuck they're barbecuing. And to be perfectly honest, I didn't notice much of a difference, except that it was way easier to cook than it is on the stovetop grill.
Okay, then.
Yeah, so I could do that. Although I do have to figure out, because I think I cooked it at too high a temperature last time, because the marinade started to burn, and I don't think it should. I might have to cook the stuff at a lower temperature for longer to get it really right.
You did say that it's char siu sauce, right?
Yes, but that's a Chinese word.
I just give you the hard time for doing two.
Well, do not do it, because I am actually, at the moment, I am trying to figure out how to make this for real. All right, Chinese barbecue pork. The problem is that a lot of these recipes are like different from each other. So, one person's good advice might be another person's never, ever, 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 ever fucking do that. And how do you tell? You know, I like which one is right. I love this. This is one article. An authentic tasting pork fried rice recipe.
Okay.
Authentic tasting.
So it doesn't at all look like anything that came out of China, but it kind of no, huh?
I'm just looking at what they're doing and I'm offended.
Oops.
It says here, grab a pork tenderloin and give it a good coating of Stubbs pork dry rub. If you can't find Stubbs brand, use whatever you can find, or you can try our favorite dry rub recipe that we use on our pulled pork and chicken wings. Now add Stubbs sticky sweet barbecue sauce. Well, on a Stubbs site, it doesn't look like it. But I mean, I'm like, no, you're not using proper like American Western barbecue sauce to make pork fried rice. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Uh-huh.
Oh, son of a bitch. All right, what about this one?
Oh my word. No, this is just wrong over here. I'm seeing Stubbs chicken rub.
Hmm.
And it's just the visual that comes to my mind is just like no.
What do you mean?
I'm just think of how what's the word I'm looking for? How blue you could make rubbing a chicken.
You mean choking a chicken?
Kind of, yeah.
Would this be anything vaguely similar at all to flogging a bishop?
Yeah, punching a cobra.
Okay.
Yeah.
I should have gotten the Asian vegetables as well. Like I don't have any of the the bean sprouts or the bamboo shoots or any of that. Although bamboo shoots are not common in this dish, but still the bean sprouts. Man, all of these instructions that I'm looking at, all of these recipes seem to assume that you've already made the barbecue pork part, and they're just telling you how to do the stir fry.
Oh.
I know. That's frustrating as fuck, man.
Wait a minute. You got me thinking
Okay, let's
here.
see if this one will do it. Wow. They are saying go even hotter than I did. That does not seem right.
You're speaking temperature hot, right?
Yeah, they're saying 475 to 550. I cooked it at like at like 425 and it started to burn.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, if you're talking 550, that's braising already.
Here's a step I didn't take. I wonder if I have any tin foil or aluminum foil or whatever the fuck foil. Because last time when I cooked it, I didn't have any, and I'd put the little like the cooling rack for cookies on top of a baking sheet. But I didn't have the foil on top of the baking sheet, and it just got coated in burned char-siu sauce, which is not coming out. Like it doesn't want to come off of the damn thing.
Okay, then.
Man, how the hell are you people cooking it at that temperature and not? Although they also say pour water into the pan. That one I hadn't noticed.
Oh, yeah. I know about that kind of thing.
Well, I'm going to have to give this another try and see if I can get it right again. Of course, they're also cooking a much larger, much thicker cut of pork than what I'm using.
Okay, you're using slices and they're using almost steaks or something?
Well, Not exactly. I'm using like I guess cutlets,
Okay then.
where they are using like maybe not all of a pork butt. However, they're using a fair amount of one.
Okay then.
Well, then again, I'm looking at some of these, and they look very similar. Like some of the images that they have on the site, they look terribly similar to what I had. So, I mean, they're maybe a little bit thicker, not a lot.
Okay, it looks almost like the riblets.
Don't know what that is.
I don't know exactly which bones they are, but they resemble tiny ribs.
Oh, but yeah. So the thing is, like, I look at all of these, and I don't know why they can't seem to get the sauce to sink into the meat like it should. Like there's just this thin coating on the outside. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
it's just that when Chinese folks actually make them for real, like because they know how, because well they have the cultural background for it. Maybe they're just putting a lot more of the sauce on there than I am, and maybe that's why it's like it looks like it sank into the meat, but it's actually a really thick candy coating.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know what the deal is, but I do know that it's. I'm still trying to figure out how to do this right. I want to get it right someday because when my parents can finally visit me again, I want to make it for them. They didn't ask for it, but they were awfully enthusiastic when I offered. So,
Okay then.
well, I
Boy,
mean, they like a good home cooked meal, and like seriously, when my dad comes to visit, we do probably 75% of our meals at restaurants. And it's not a horrible idea to have a few homemade things because I know my parents like a good home cooked meal.
there you go. Boy, you got me thinking here, and yeah, bok choy came to my mind, and I'm looking at bok choy recipes, and now I'm starting to want bok choy, and I can't get to the Squall Mart because they're not open.
You know, I have never knowingly had bok choy. There's a very good chance I have had it because I've eaten a lot of Asian food. But I could not specifically like cite an instance where I made note of the fact that there was bok choy in whatever the frig I was eating.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Not even 100% certain what bok choy is. It looks like celery.
Yeah. I believe it's the stuff that people call, without knowing what they're talking about, Chinese cabbage.
Well, that doesn't help at all because I need to be able to connect the visuals and the flavor to the same thing. I mean, just
Yeah.
knowing that other people give it the wrong name doesn't help.
Um, I mean, I can show you this stuff, but you certainly can't
I
taste
know
it
what it
over the
looks like.
screen.
I mean, the point is that if I were to be able to definitively say, "Why, yes, I have had bok choy," I'd have to be able to identify a dish I'd put it in at one point, and maybe what it would look like once the chef had sliced and diced. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, from what I'm seeing here, it certainly grows like celery grows.
Mm-hmm. Okay, see, here's a recipe where it seems like they managed to get the sauce to sink in the way it's supposed to. Let me see here. Present now, a window, da 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 da, share. Now, you can't see it too terribly well, but if you look at that one right there,
Oh
that
yeah,
is how thick the red bits are supposed to be, but I can never manage it.
moo.
Hmm. Let's see here. Oh, they're saying, oh, Interesting.
Well,
This one right here that I'm looking at says preheat the oven to 450 degrees. But then later it says turn the heat down to 325.
okay, I'm familiar with that method.
And I'm like, I'm just going to try starting at 325 and see what happens. I mean, I know that the pork has to reach a certain internal temperature, and I don't have a cooking thermometer like that.
Oh,
But
okay.
I figure if I cook it long enough at 325, and because I want to baste it multiple times, or yeah, baste it multiple times. Um, Maybe that'll allow me to do it at the cost of a longer prep time.
Yeah, why not try it, right?
Right.
And then
But
we have a
like I
kitty
say,
with a
I've got
tail.
some marinating in the fridge. I should probably flip it over just to make sure that it's coating the meat evenly. I'll be right back.
Well, yeah, Von, the red food coloring is used to stain the pork red because you wouldn't eat it if you actually saw it unstained, right? It'd been sitting out too long.
Well, it does give it a very distinct flavor.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, man. You know, it's funny because trying to make your own char siu sauce, oh my gosh, is that a process? I don't even want to think about it.
Oh, my, okay. Authentic char siu uses red bean curd for coloring and a touch of flavor. Okay.
I have managed to knock the cord from my speakers out of the mixer. Where the hell did that go? There it is. I think, I hope. Speak.
Okay, Moo.
Hold on.
We got a kitty
Where
miss
did that
over
cord
here.
go? Uh, oh, it's one of these bad boys. Ah, there it is. Thank goodness. Okay, there.
Yay?
Ah, good. I did get it right.
Yay, 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 yay.
Yeah, you know what? All this talk of food, I'm hungry. I should go.
Oh, well, okay then. Yeah, if you need some food, have some food, and I guess I should see you again in what, about April?
Something like that. Yeah, yeah. Of course. How horrible would it be if I finally get to play the game and it stinks?
Yeah, that would not be fun.
No. But at the same time, if it's as awesome as I think it's supposed to be, or at least close, then yeah, April.
Oh my, oh my, oh my. I'll have to do the thing sort of like Carson used to do. You know, he used to do the guest host, you know, find a guest co host.
Right. Columbia, stop bitching. Why are you bitching? I already fed you. All right, well, I'm gonna feed me. So catch you like the plague. Have fun. Don't
Okay,
get run
hon.
over.
Take care, be good, something like that.
I can do one of those, but not both.
Okay,
Bye
take
bye.
care. Oh my, and then we're back to yours truly over here. Let me see. There we are. Let's do that so you don't have to see my ugly mug twice. And yeah, I think maybe I'll see what I can be up to. Oh my, all you guys with the game. Um, I don't know. I'd have to see. I'd have to buy it to try it. That's the thing. And coming up with close to $100 for a game is, I'd have a hard time justifying that. So I guess I'll just wait to hear about it from everybody else as far as that goes. So tell you what, I want to thank everybody who's here, and I want to thank everybody who's not here, because you people are amazing. I tell you this every time, and I want you to know that I really do mean it. I really do. You folks keep me going. I mean, you're the reason I got out of bed today, for fuck's sake. Really? Oh my. I pulled myself out of bed just in time to get set up and bring Kate into the green room. So, yeah, so you folks mean a little something to me, and thank you. I do want to thank you for that. It's great to be appreciated. And we'll see how everything goes and everything. Please stop by on Sunday. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do, but Sunday is the 100th Coffee with Lavender. So I'll have to come up with something and make it a little special sort of thing. Maybe throw the panel open or something. I don't know. Oh, yeah, okay. I for some reason, Von Rick, I thought that the game was closer to $90 or something like that. No, it's only 59. Okay. So I got I got the wrong impression for a while there. Put on Panda Achievement Unlocked. Yeah, I like that. I don't know. Maybe I would eventually try it out, something like that. I mean, I do have the Wind Blows system, so I can do that stuff and everything. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Oh yay! Okay, thanks, Monrick. Really? Yeah. Thanks for pulling yourself out of the game when the time comes. Oh my word, I'm old. I really am. Don't want to move that way because I can't do it anymore. Uh, okay. Yeah, everybody please take care. It's great the way these numbers come by, because today was the 50th open chat. And as I say, Sunday is Coffee with Lavender number 100. It's difficult for me to believe I've been doing that long enough to have 100 shows, but I actually have. And I know that there have been a couple weeks I've taken off. So it's definitely more than 100 weeks. Yay! Okay, kids. Thank you. Thank you for all of it. Really and truly. I mean, I love being here, so I'm going to do it, and I'm going to keep doing it. We'll do it any way we can manage it. And until the next time around, I'm just going to say thanks a lot, troops. See you on the other side.